following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everybody. He's a macho. Now that you're listening to Mike Trash, TrashTalkingRadio.com, the best in the business. Say it to macho.
Wrestling fans throughout radio land, listen to Trash Talking Radio at TrashTalkingRadio.com. Every Tuesday from 7 to 10 o'clock, you hear guys like myself. So you gambling giants, come on. So that's my favorite.
To describe the Trash Talking Radio Show from 7 to whenever we get done is by using the screwdriver. Trash Talk, roast beef, this is will never shine. The other half of the rock and wrestling connection. That's the trashy one and the loony one together forever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ivan calling up. I'm here to tell you about Mike Talking Trash. The trash, 7 to 10. Tuesday night, you got to listen in. It's the best around, the best in town. Alright, hey, this is the animal. One after the welcome to take in the room where we do the evening was good to hear the Trash Talking Radio or Bell. Everybody, you're watching Trash Talking Radio. This is something. What do I say about Trash Talking Radio? Well, I gotta say that I just love Trash Talking Radio. You know how it thinks you do. This is my show, and you better watch because what it's gonna do, I'm going to explain to you Trash Talking Radio. What's wrong on you?
This is the Vital Idol, and you're listening to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10 on TrashTalkingRadio.com. And remember this, when the Vital Idol tells you, it's got to be true. And when it's on the internet, it's got to be real. It's Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10. I am the top of pop, the king of swing, the international rock star, way above par, the host with the most, Mr. Tuesday Night, the Vital Idol, Classy Mike Trash, and thank you very much.
It is Trash Talking Radio. It is Tuesday night. It is the best night of the week, and we're here. Wow! And I even turned the cameras on so people can see it. We're actually here on time. Well, I mean, kind of on time. What time is it? Well, it says we're 7 minutes late, but take 3.5 minutes off for the videos and stuff, and we're on time. So
we're on Trash Talking Radio time.
Yes, BST. Uh-oh, you froze up, though, for some reason. Let me see how
I'm not frozen on my thing.
I know you're not frozen. You're not frozen on the computer, but you're frozen on the live feed. Let me see. What can I do to change that? Let me see. How can I do this? No, because that didn't do it. Okay, so for some reason you're frozen. Let me see. What do I got to do to change that? Oh, I know one thing I could do. Hold on, I'm going to have to spin you around a little bit. I'm going to try... Okay, that's... So you're going to disappear for a brief second. You're not going to disappear for me, but you're going to disappear from there for... I'm going to try rebooting the thing that... Okay, I'm going to put that back up again, and it should come back on. It should be okay. It says 0 connections. Come on, connect. Connect. Why isn't it connecting? It's not connecting. You're still locked up. That's weird. Wonder why that is. It's not seeing our computer. Well, I guess you're just going to be frozen like I was the other week. So there.
Getting even, huh?
I guess so. I didn't mean to get even, but it probably had something to do with when I switched over to the other thing. It may pop on at any point, but for some reason it's not seeing your NDI connector. But yet it has you frozen. You're stone cold anyway. So, anyway.
Just switch me in with your stone face AI.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you could be it. You could be that. That's funny. That actually moves, though. You aren't moving. Well, I don't know why it's doing that. That's really weird that it wouldn't connect with you. Do I have more than one? I wonder. Let me check and make sure there's more. There's one. There's only one. I wonder why it did that. Huh. That is really weird. Well, let's put a second one up and see if that one... that one connected. Oh, it did connect. Now it disconnected. Maybe it'll connect again if I delete that one. Let me see what happened. Nope, you didn't change your position. I don't know. This technology thing. Sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. Anyway.
You need to fire that engineer.
Yeah. I need to get one that actually knows what he's doing. All right, so yeah, this weekend we had a great show in Philadelphia. We had a wrestling show in Philadelphia, and if there's a place that's a wrestling place, that would be Philadelphia, because Philadelphia used to be the home of ECW, and there were some great promotions in Philadelphia. We got to work a rec center there, and we put on a family-friendly show and sold the building out. I just have never been involved in too many. Well, I shouldn't say never been involved. I've been involved in very few times that the building was sold out. One time it was in Long Island, New York. We had a Christian show, and it had mostly Christian wrestlers on it, and we had Shawn Michaels and Kane was there, and oh man, all these big stars were there. That was awesome. To me, that was probably my fantasy show, because I got to work with all these people that I always wanted to work with, and it was fun. It was fun. Ted DiBiase was there, the Billion Dollar Man, the Million Dollar Man. I guess he's a $1 million man. I don't know if he got to billion or not. I don't think he did. In real life, he's definitely not in billions. But there's very few times you get to work in a building that you can do no wrong in, and that was one. I mean, the crowd was loud. They were sitting on the floors. They were just unbelievable. It was awesome. It was one of the best wrestling nights of my life, even though I didn't do much. But it was really, whew. I'm just so happy, because we went through those early shows, the two shows I was on earlier with them, and we couldn't put 25 people in the seats. And here we put probably 400 to 600 people in the seats and sold the building out. And that was just so awesome. And they were so loud. It didn't matter what we did. We could throw spaghetti at the crowd, and they would have popped for that. They would have loved it. And there were a lot of kids there, and that's always good too, because kids just love it, because one kid asked my girlfriend, how much is it to get into the ring? He was like 5 or 6 or something. He was really, really young. And I don't know. I just thought it was funny, because, when I was that age, I loved wrestling too. And actually, I was 10 or 11 when I got to see my first live match. So it was really cool. But yeah, that's how my weekend went. How'd you go? How'd yours go?
Weekend was all right. I had Saturday where I rode all day, and Sunday I was out and about all day doing, going to church and teaching at the Salvation Army, and it was a good day.
I'm thinking you
It was a
missed
good
that.
weekend.
I'm thinking that that's something that you really missed.
I did. 3.5 years I didn't do anything. I
Yeah.
just laid on my butt and was useless. And now it's all changed.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy life now. I got purpose. I have a reason to get up in the morning. Got things to do. I got this show which I enjoy. I mean, I've got stuff that I'm doing now that I enjoy. And I'm telling you the truth. I aged during those 3 years.
Oh, sure.
I aged. I'm
Yeah.
not aging now, but I aged then.
But that's the
And,
thing. I mean, when I first started, when I first retired, I thought about doing. My plan was to do music 24/7 because Ken would come over, and because he had an early shift, he could come over here around I don't know, around 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. We could jam in the afternoon, and we'd be done, by 2, 4. Unless we were editing a video, we would sometimes we'd go till 8, 10 at night because we were so into the video. But I thought that was going to be what I'd be doing right now. I thought that, by now I have graduated to playing music all the time. But when he died, that really changed my life big time because I couldn't figure out what I was going to be doing with my life now that he's gone, because everything around me since I was about 20 revolves around music, and I couldn't imagine doing anything but music. And then when I got into wrestling, and I still didn't see that as being long term because you get your body all beat up and you can't do it long term. And now I've got a whole new idea of everything that I want to do. I don't really know. I mean, okay, so a little problem happened at the wrestling match. My partner and I, we've been at disagreements for a couple months. The other month he clocked me with my own belt. And
I'd say that was more than a disagreement.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was kind of because I didn't see it coming. I mean, my back was turned, and when I turned around, he clocked me. And I saw the video over and over again, and whether or not he felt good about it, it doesn't matter because he did hit me and put me out of commission for a while. So
the bell was wrong, huh?
Yes. So let's just say I may have gotten a little of revenge. I'm sorry, talking about religion and talking about revenge probably isn't the best. But there's a lot of revenge in the Bible, so this was my revenge, I guess. So we went out and we did it. I managed him that day, and we were having some disagreements, and but I managed him, and in his match he lost his match. And then we went out and he started mouthing off saying he deserves a championship belt, even though he lost the match that the winner got the championship title match. He was mouthing off about it. And the champion came out, and he was not too happy about him mouthing off. And they started to go at it, and this guy named Axel came to his rescue. And I had enough with it. There's a point where you just sit back. When you're the owner of a company, you don't have to have a belt to be important. It's time for other people to have the belt. And so I kind of held his arm up and I said, yay. And then I turned, held his arm up, yay. Then we went to another corner, I went, yay. And then I clotheslined him. So, I just kind of got tired of his attitude and his ego. His ego was not in check, and I just accidentally clotheslined him and knocked him out of the ring. And accidentally. I mean, I didn't really do it on purpose. It wasn't a good clothesline, actually. It was a, but he.
Did you put him out of the ring?
Yeah.
There you go.
He fell. He tripped.
It was a good clothesline.
He tripped. So he's been trying to call me, and I kind of am not really talking to him too much, but But he wants to have a discussion. He wants to have a sit down, and I'll talk to him, but I kind of want him to calm down before I talk to him, because it's not my fault he tripped. It's not my fault that he tripped and fell out of the ring. And he wanted to come on the show today.
Why don't we do it on the air?
He wants to do it. And I told him no. I told him I don't. I figured you don't need to hear this kind of stuff. You want to be a mediator? I'll tell you what. You could be a mediator. You want to be the mediator?
I'll be the mediator.
Okay. Then we'll have him on the show. But
I don't know what I'm getting into now.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
We're going to give it a go.
I'm not so sure that you want to be in the middle of this, because it's an ugly thing. I mean, I think we're even now. He clocked me, I clocked him. I mean, he hit me with a belt. I didn't hit him with a belt. I only hit him with my forearm. Well, I mean my massive, arms.
Yeah, bicep.
Yeah. Biceps, yeah, that's it. That'll teach him. I mean, it was an accident.
On purpose.
No. I would never do that on purpose. Or would I? But, it's wrestling. Nobody trusts anybody in wrestling. But he tried to call me today, and I have the show. I'm not going to talk to him today. That's ridiculous. So, hey, Rich is here. Hey, Rich, how you doing? I'm glad to see you. And Christine's here. I got an announcement. 3 years. 3 years I've been with Christine. 3 years.
3 years?
Yes, she hasn't.
Christine, you mean you put up with him for 3 years?
3 years. She's in the chat room. So anything you say can and will be used against me. So, we've been
Most
together.
people don't last 3 weeks. You've lasted 3 years.
Well, she gets government subsidies to take care of me. So, but she's probably. I'll tell you what. That probably the most compatible person I've ever been with, because she puts up with my crap. I guess that's not compatibility. Maybe that's not compatibility. Maybe that's another. Maybe I'm using the wrong word there. It's not quite compatibility.
Might be codependent.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know what it is. All I know is that we get along really well, and I really think she's a great girl. And
well, congratulations on 3 years, Mike.
Yeah.
And Christine, congratulations.
Yeah, I'm really thankful that I have met her. And in fact, she wants to go down to Maryland on Saturday, maybe, and go to the place that we first had dinner at. So that's
there you go.
Yeah,
Sounds like a nice date.
Yeah, it's in Maryland.
You
it's
do
like,
take her out once in a while, don't you?
We go out. Yeah, we go out every once in a while. I haven't been not lately, because I've just been busy. I've been really cranking out stuff. I also wanted to tell you, so how I travel all over the place to go to these events and stuff, and to be in these movies and stuff. And I saw there was a movie that was actually in Duncannon that was going to be made, and all the parts were people in their 20s. And I thought, well, that sucks. That'd be cool if they had a part for someone, who's a little bit older than the 20s. And so I applied for one of the jobs of the people in their 20s, because that's the only ones that they allow you to apply for. And in the cover letter, I wrote, I know I'm not in my 20s. But, rather than traveling to New York and Rhode Island and Philadelphia and all that other stuff, that it'd be nice if you have any parts open for someone of my age, please consider me. I didn't see any listings for anyone over 25. And so he sent me a letter today saying that he does have a part open. And he said he thinks that I would be perfect for the father role. And I thought, well, that's cool. That'll work. So I think I'll have a role with him in his movie.
Pretty good. Now, do you know anything about being a father? Well, you've got 2 dogs. So it's about the same thing.
Well, no, the dogs are behaved. But the thing is, I think it's cool, because that's one I won't have to, go anywhere to, pretty much it's right down the street. So, and I didn't even have to audition for it, because I think he saw my credits and stuff. And I think he realizes I'm not your local yokel guy that is just going to, pretend to act. So I'm happy about that. And even if he sent me stuff, I'd do the audition too, because I do auditions all the time anyway. I did an audition this past week that was really obnoxious. Actually, it was a guy getting beat up, and I was the guy getting beat up, and I had the audition. I didn't really decide whether or not I wanted to play it because it's a little overly rated R. So, although they say, boy, you can hear if you watch a current movie and stuff or a current TV show, they let you say everything now on television. I remember when you couldn't say hell. Now they're F-bombing and they're doing all kinds of stuff now. I couldn't believe that. I'm thinking, well, maybe we're getting a little bit closer to the times, but that's just really a big change in the thing. All right, what else do I want to tell you? So I'm going to change the screen here because our screen of the day I have is this one. It's a little video. It's kind of cool. And I thought that was kind of cool, so I thought I'd put that on. And of course, the other thing is voting ends at 8 o'clock most places. And
some places 9:30 because the polls open 90 minutes late.
And I think I wanted to start out with this. This is just the, I'm going to check into this from time to time, but these are the spreads, if you want to call it that. And it's really interesting to watch this because, Trump has been out there doing his thing, and Kamala has been out there doing her thing. And there's some really interesting things. Like this first poll is blue. There's a lot of blue in it, so Kamala looks good. But the difference is a 0.1 between the two. And 0.1 is nothing. That's really nothing. So we go down here a little further, and here's some more stuff. This is in the Electoral College and stuff. It's showing Pennsylvania is talking plus 0.4, North Carolina is plus 1.2, and down here Kamala is 0.4 for Wisconsin. Michigan is 0.5. So it's a dead heat. Pretty much a dead heat between the two, because there's a lot of bouncing around here. Because here's the scale, and it's pretty much showing really close stuff. Now here's a bunch of polls, and these pollsters, you see a little bit of blue here, but you see a lot of red here. But it comes down to now there's a lot more blue. Okay, but this is a lot of people. Or a lot of companies, or whatever it is, and it comes down to it's going to be a close one. But the ones that I find interesting is that here it's Trump plus 13, plus 10, plus 12. Now these are not individual states; these are companies. So we're going to see an interesting thing about this. I have no idea where we're going with it, but
one of the problems with polls is it's who are you asking?
Exactly. It's I don't really believe too much in polls.
You could ask 39% Democrat, 31% Republican, and get a skewed poll.
Yeah. And especially since a lot of the Republicans, or not a lot of Republicans, but some Republicans are voting Democrat this month or this year, and then some Democrats are voting Republican. It's all messed up because you're not voting necessarily with your party. So I think this is going to be interesting to see what it does show.
Well, according to what I'm looking at right now, Trump has 19 electoral college votes and Kamala has 3.
Ooh. Well,
What's that mean?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's still early, though. It's, I mean, we still, I mean, with all the votes that had been mailed in, originally it had talked about, he had like 800,000 votes in mail-in votes at one point. Now, I mean, 800 ahead, 800,000 ahead, and we're going to see. I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting to see where everything lands now, because I don't trust either of them, and I don't like either of them, but I believe that, well, I believe one of them is dangerous, a lot more dangerous than the other, because I don't think that they know how to talk. And I know one of them knows how to talk, so that's a whole other thing. Anyway, I don't want to talk about them.
Did you hear that Joe Rogan came out for Trump today?
Yes, after his 3-hour interview with Trump, and she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do the interview. And so if he would have gone with Kamala, I would have said, I don't like you, Joe Rogan. I mean, I wouldn't mind if he interviewed her and went with her, but she wouldn't come in. Therefore, why would he vote?
She was scared of him.
Well, of course he's a very intelligent guy. And
he's a great interviewer.
Yes, he is. It's funny because one of his first roles was talk radio, the TV show Talk Radio. He was the comical guy. He was the engineer of that radio station, and I loved that show. That was a cool show. But when it went off the air, I mean, then he disappeared for a while. Rich Butler says, polls and opinions are meaningless. Yep, you're right. Only votes count. Polls were even in 2020 and turned out to be 7 million landslides. Yes, you are correct. I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see where this goes, because, man, the polls are definitely showing them neck and neck, and that may be, I mean, it's going to be the most exciting race of all, I think. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
The other thing that bothers me is that every election, I'm almost 70, and I don't know how many election cycles I've been through, but I can remember back to Jimmy Carter, and I can remember all the way back to Reagan is when I got really interested. Every single presidential election, they say this is the most important election in our lifetime.
That's right. That's right.
I get tired of hearing that.
But it's true now. I mean, it's true then, too. It's true because of your lifetime. If you get a bad president in there, that could, you know, especially, and the thing is, back in the day, we had people that you actually wanted to get in. You wanted them to get in because they were good. Now, we don't want them to get in because they're bad, so you're voting the opposite of what you would normally vote because you don't want the other person in. So, you know, it's pretty horrible when you have two bad candidates. And, I mean, some people would fight me on that because some people think that their candidate is great, but I don't think that either candidate is great. I think it's who's going to do the least damage, and it shouldn't be that way. And this is the first time.
I think most people are voting on Kamala's not Trump, so I'm going to vote for her.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right, and that's what it seems to be. It seems to be they're either going with her because they don't want him in, or they're going with him because they don't want her in, and that's
not because they like the candidate.
Right, and I can't remember ever seeing that before. There's always been something. I mean, you've always been pro somebody, but I don't really see that this time. This time I see it's
the megas are pro Trump, but you get outside of that group,
right? But I mean,
and you're voting against the other person.
When have you been? Okay, so you've been around since like Washington. Okay, so
yes.
So you got an idea. you get an idea, like, since then, we've always been pro somebody. But now I don't, and there are some people that are pro somebody, but I mean the majority of the people I think are not pro anybody. And the problem is, have you ever seen a ballot where the one side is so far left and the other side is so far right? There's no middle ground, and everybody is
no middle ground.
Everybody is fighting over this. This is crazy. It's like you can't. There's no compromise in these two. There's nobody that you can compromise with. There's nobody that's got all of, like, whatever. The only things that it's weird. Wait a minute. Hold on here. Most important. Thanks for the response on air. Yes. Well, I believe in talk. This is a talk show. We want to talk about what people are thinking. It says, quote me, offered 2 piles of shit and one always stinks more. See, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. We're not voting for who we want in. We're voting for against who we don't want in. And this was the worst. I mean, because like it was either you liked Reagan or you didn't like Reagan, and you know you liked Clinton or you liked the other guy. You know, it didn't seem to. It just seems to be this is the first anti-presidential race. Who don't you want in? And so, anyway, enough of that. We'll move on to something else. What did I want to? Oh, obituaries. I got 2 obituaries today.
Before we do that,
Yeah.
can I just make a comment?
Yeah.
You know, you're not voting for the person when you pull the lever or fill in the paper. You're not voting for Trump. You're voting for electors from each state. You're voting for members of the Electoral College.
Yeah, I guess I did. I guess I knew that, but I never really thought about that.
Because the popular vote doesn't elect a president.
That is correct. Yes, that is correct. Yes, I know that. Oh, you want to talk about that since you brought it
Well,
up?
we might as well. Since
Let's
we're
talk about that because that's important too. You want to go ahead and let me see if I can find an electoral page that'll explain or you can go ahead and explain what you want to explain.
Well, right now, Fox News has Trump up 23-3 in Electoral College. I just have Fox News on because it came up.
Right.
I'd like to see what some other people would say.
So do I want to look up Electoral College?
Yes, you do. Because I don't want to just depend on Fox. I don't trust these people.
Okay, Electoral College. Here it is. Let me see. What do you want? What is the Electoral College, or do you want actually to go?
Sure.
Okay, so
Well,
here's
there's 270. You need 270 votes to win in the Electoral College.
okay. Now, why did they do that? Why did they do? They thought that. What reason did they do that for?
Basically, break it all down. It's because in the beginning, the educational system was non-existent.
Right.
This is back, and people were illiterate, and they only wanted virtuous landowners to vote. And in order to keep anybody else from voting, they determined to come up with the Electoral College. See, what the other reason is because small states had a big disadvantage against big states. And so to try to even it up, they came up with the Electoral College.
Right, okay.
So it has a bad beginning and a good beginning. So there was also another reason. Now, I'm not sure how all this interplayed, but there were some people that didn't want blacks to vote at all.
Okay.
And so they didn't want to expand things to include blacks. So we ended up with the Electoral College. There are 538 electors.
Okay.
So when you vote, Pennsylvania, since you're in Pennsylvania and the host shows in Pennsylvania, we'll talk about Pennsylvania. You have 19 electoral votes. In Pennsylvania, it's a winner take all.
Okay.
So whoever wins gets all 19. But there are 2 states that that aren't that way.
Okay.
They have they're split, right? And so if you win 60-40, you get 60% electoral college votes, and the loser gets 40%.
Oh, wow. I thought that. Oh, I never knew that. How many are there again?
Yeah, there are two, and I'm looking for them right now. I had it right here, and I missed it. I misplaced it.
Let me see
I don't
if-
remember which two they are.
Okay.
But 8 in 10 Democrats want the electoral college eliminated, abolished, compared to 40% Republicans. You did 5 times in history, 5 times, the electoral college has elected the president, not the popular vote.
Hmm.
Trump beat Hillary in 2016 with the electoral college and was 3 million votes less
Oh,
than
wow.
Hillary in the popular vote.
Huh. That's
So,
interesting.
you know, people say, well, we have a much bigger educated populace now. You know, much more educated, much more literate. Why do we need to have the electoral college anymore?
Right.
But that would mean if we eliminated the electoral college, California, New York, and Illinois would sway the day. And they're all blue states
Okay.
because of their population. So that's why the electoral college has never gone away.
Okay.
It has never gone away. There's been 700 attempts to do away with the electoral college.
Wow.
Did you also know that states have until the 10th of December to verify their results?
Wow.
That means we could be hanging on to this to December 10th and not know who wins or loses.
Wow. That's horrible.
It's terrible. I don't know why in 2024 we can't get almost instantaneous results.
Right. Right.
But see, now we can have hanging chads, if you remember what that means.
Yep. I
You
do.
remember back to that?
I do remember
Yes,
that.
where in Florida they were counting the hanging chads because there was a thought that people poked the wrong holes in the ballot. They no longer use those ballots, I do not believe, anymore.
Jeez.
But
I forget which
This is a
election was
mess.
that. Which one was that? Was that?
that was Gore Bush.
Yeah.
Gore Bush. And the Supreme Court got involved and stopped it and named Bush the president.
Wow. And this has another big difference in this is that the Kamala was not voted in to be the running candidate either. I don't know if that's ever happened before.
It's never happened before. She didn't have one vote for her for running for president. Not one vote.
I'll tell you what, as I'm really surprised she
And
got.
when she did get a vote, she was cast out. She was one of the first people eliminated last round.
Wow.
She was one of the first ones. She had no support whatsoever. She is a DEI candidate because Biden said he was going to pick a black female, and the most eligible black female happened to be Kamala.
Yeah, it happened to be an Indian.
Yes.
Not that I don't
Now,
have any
she-
problems with her ethnicity, but I do have a problem with her ethnicity being confused with another ethnicity and her not correcting them. Her
Well, she was an Indian, so it was advantageous to be black.
and that I don't really care what ethnicity she is, but I do care that she used being black as her running platform without ever. She never ever said she was black, but she was careful about that. But she never denied it either. So, whatever.
Did you know in the Electoral College, the House of Representatives elects the president and the Senate elects the vice president?
Yes, I did hear that. I read that just today, actually. Hi, Jen. How you doing? So yeah, I read that today. because I didn't know that before.
And December 17th, the electors cast their ballots. And it all has to be presented on January 6th. We could go into next year
Wow.
not knowing who the president will be.
I can't imagine this dragging out. I really don't want it to drag out anymore. I want it to end. Whatever the result is the result. I mean, I'll live with whatever it is. Well, what choice have we got? But I just want it to end. I just want this, and I don't. One of the big deals too was that Kamala was on Saturday Night Live, and Trump wasn't, and they didn't get the equal time thing. I kind of thought that was kind of weird. And every time you see an ad, like you'll see an ad with one of them, and then the other ad comes right after the other one, and then it's like childish, like slandering each other back and forth. Instead of saying what you will do, you're saying what they did or what they will do. And you're not talking about yourself. You're not talking about your party. All you're talking about is just trying to run somebody down. And I know there's no way to do a clean campaign, and nobody's really going to ignore that kind of stuff. But I would love to have two candidates say what they're going to do and just do it. And just let's see what happens, I'm just so tired of it.
The sad thing is if you run positive ads and negative ads, the most effective are the negative ads.
I know. It's just so sad that we have to be like that. That we can't be adults and look at what their track record is, or look what they're promising, and make our determination from that instead of constantly, boom, they did this, they did that, they did this, they did that, they did this, and it's just gets old. It gets really old. I'm tired.
I told my sister Kelly today. You remember Kelly?
I
told my sister Kelly today that I spend most of my time on this program talking about the election, about how much they lie about each other.
Yeah.
And that's basically what they do. They lie about each other.
Yeah, they do. But they don't even know what the lies are anymore. They don't know. I don't think either of them could tell the truth if they tried. I'm just to the point where I believe that that's the truth, is that they don't know the truth. I don't think either of them know the truth. I believe they believe their lies too, which is sad. So,
one more thing on the presidents before we go to RIPs.
Yeah.
Did you know that a blue locket of George Washington's hair was auctioned off at $15,000?
Actually, I was going to talk about that, but you did, so we don't have to now. I saw that and I thought, wow, I'm actually surprised that's all it went for, actually, because people do collect strange things.
Well, that's one of the strangest things I've ever heard of being collected, a locket of George Washington's hair.
Yeah.
Sorry, I messed up with your story.
No, that's okay. I
read 1442, Mike.
I read that and I thought, I don't know if I wanted to talk about that or not, and then I thought, I don't know, and I think it's in my list of things to talk about, but I was debating whether or not I was going to talk about it, and so since you taught it, I can blame you if nobody likes that story.
Well, I got a better story here for later on.
All right.
The best college towns in the U.S.
Oh, that sounds good. All right. Okay, well, then we'll do our two obituaries and we'll move on. The first one, I don't know which one I should do first because they're both really good. Let's see.
We'll do Quincy because he's my man.
Okay. All right. Quincy's good. I think they're both really good. All right, hold on here. I gotta pull that up here. Come on, pull up. Oh, the next one. I didn't want that one. I want this one. Entertainment. There we go. All right, and let's see. Here we go. All right. Yeah, I was sad about Quincy, and then I realized how old he was, and I thought, okay, maybe I'm not so sad because he lived a good life.
He lived a good life.
But he did some groundbreaking stuff. So I thought that was really cool of him. Okay, this is Quincy Jones as our first contestant here on. All right, here we go. I didn't load this up on my new program, and I keep forgetting to do that. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to take us off screen. So, here we go. All right. Here it is.
Obituary for Quincy Jones, March 14, 1933 to November 3, 2024. It is with profound sadness that we announce the passing of Quincy Jones, the legendary music producer, composer, arranger, and cultural icon, who departed this world at the age of 91. His life was a symphony of creativity, breaking barriers and bridging genres to create some of the most influential music of the 20th and 21st centuries. Quincy Delight Jones Jr. was born on March 14, 1933, in Chicago, Illinois. From humble beginnings, his journey to becoming one of the most revered figures in music history was nothing short of extraordinary. His early fascination with music led him to master the trumpet and study composition, setting the stage for a career that would span over 6 decades. Jones's career began to flourish in the 1950s when he worked as an arranger for jazz greats like Lionel Hampton and Count Basie. He would go on to become the first African American to hold the position of vice president at a major record label, Mercury Records, in the 1960s. His unique ability to blend jazz, pop, R&B, and classical music earned him the nickname, the Maestro. One of his most significant achievements came when he collaborated with Michael Jackson, producing the seminal albums Off the Wall, 1979, Thriller, 1982, and Bad, 1987. Thriller remains the best-selling album of all time, a testament to Jones's genius for pushing the boundaries of sound and redefining popular music. His work with Jackson not only set new standards for production but transformed music videos into an art form, as seen in the iconic Thriller short film. Jones's versatility was showcased in his film and television scoring as well, with memorable work on the theme for Sanford and Son and the score for The Color Purple, 1985, which earned him an Academy Award nomination. He was a 28-time Grammy Award winner, with 80 nominations, making him one of the most awarded and celebrated figures in music history. Beyond his musical prowess, Jones was a committed advocate for social justice, championing causes close to his heart and using his platform to promote diversity and equity in the arts. His production of the landmark humanitarian single, We Are the World, in 1985 exemplified his vision of uniting artists for a greater cause and raised millions for famine relief in Africa. Quincy Jones was more than just a musical titan, he was a mentor, an innovator, and a cultural pioneer. He nurtured the careers of countless artists and helped shape the course of contemporary music. His influence extended into film, television, and philanthropy, proving that his reach knew no limits. Jones is survived by his children, grandchildren, and a world of admirers who were touched by his unparalleled talent and vision. His indelible mark on music and culture will resonate for generations to come. Quincy Jones leaves behind a legacy that reminds us of the power of creativity, perseverance, and the boundless possibilities of collaboration. The world has lost a true icon, but his music and spirit will continue to inspire. Rest in peace, Quincy Jones. Your music will forever be the soundtrack of our lives.
So that was it. That was Quincy. And, boy, that...
Do you know he was, I don't know if there's you can pronounce this acronym, I don't know, EGOT, but he was an EGOT winner.
I saw that, and I didn't know I didn't know how to pronounce that, but
He won an Emmy, he won at least one Emmy, one Grammy, one Oscar, and one Tony.
Yeah.
There are only like 14 of them.
Wow.
In history.
Well, he
and
definitely...
when I looked at the list, I didn't recognize too many people.
Yeah.
Katharine Hepburn was one. There were many others. But Quincy Jones, he had 28 Grammys, 2 Oscars. He was a National Medal of Honor, National Medal of the Arts honoree, and scored over 40 plus movies. And it's just an incredible track record for a musician. He's a genius.
He had a great life, and he opened so many doors for people of color. That I thought it was interesting that he played with Tommy Dorsey. That was interesting, and he played with Elvis.
Sinatra.
Elvis.
Yeah.
That was, to me, that's really. I mean, you don't get any bigger than that, especially in that time frame. They were some of the biggest people of those times, and I really found that interesting. And I found his whole life really pretty good. I mean, that guy, considering he started out with such humble beginnings, to turn out as big as he did and do as many things that he, it was great. And then with the Michael Jackson thing, I mean, he had a good relationship with Michael Jackson, and they put together some really killer stuff. On the Thriller album, do you know who played? Remember the song Thriller? Remember that song?
Yes,
Do
absolutely.
you know the lead guitar in that song?
No,
Do you know who did it?
no.
Eddie Van Halen.
Van Halen.
Eddie
Yeah.
Van Halen. Listen to that guitar riff, and that'll tell you, yes, Eddie Van Halen did do that. And he did it just because he wanted to work with Michael Jackson. I mean, who didn't want to work with Michael Jackson? Any musician that, I don't know that there's any musician that doesn't feel that they would love to have worked with him. Because I think everyone that just thinks about what he's accomplished in his time on this planet. Yeah, just Eddie Van Halen did that lead in that, and if you listen to it, you'll say, "Oh yeah, I can see that." But that was one of those untold stories that if you didn't know it, you would never, you probably wouldn't have thought about it. But yeah, it's really cool. Then the other one is my dear, sweet, beautiful childhood fantasy.
Mine too.
I loved her so much, and I just I never would have imagined it. I mean, to me, she's always going to be in her 30s. To me, that's it. She never was allowed to grow old, as far as I'm concerned. Because when I think about how much stuff that I watched her in, and I used to think she was the hottest freaking actress ever. And not just because she was good looking, but because her personality, whenever she played that person, whatever she played, I just was attracted to that personality. And the person I'm talking about is Terry Garr. Terry Garr was one of a kind. Here's her obituary. And let's see what we got on this one.
Obituary for Terry Garr, December 11, 1944 to October 29, 2024. It is with deep sadness that we announce the passing of Terry Garr, the beloved actress and comedian, who passed away peacefully at the age of 80. A star whose vibrant personality lit up the screen, Terry Garr leaves behind a legacy of groundbreaking performances, sharp humor, and an unwavering spirit that resonated with audiences for decades. Born on December 11, 1944, in Lakewood, Ohio, Terry was destined for the stage. With a father who worked as a vaudeville performer and a mother who was a dancer, the world of show business was in her blood. Her love for performance took her to New York City and later Los Angeles, where she pursued acting and dancing. Terry's early years were marked by a slew of background dancer roles in films such as Viva Las Vegas, 1964, where she appeared alongside Elvis Presley. Terry's breakthrough came with her unforgettable performance in Young Frankenstein, 1974, directed by Mel Brooks, where her portrayal of Inga, the spirited lab assistant, cemented her as a master of comedic timing and character work. The role showcased her charm, wit, and ability to deliver humor with a natural ease, making her a favorite among moviegoers and critics alike. Her talent shone brightly in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, 1977, where she played Ronnie Neary, a mother grappling with the mysterious and unexplainable. Terry's ability to ground science fiction with genuine emotion brought warmth to a film that would become a cornerstone of the genre. However, it was her role as Sandy Lester, the neurotic and lovable aspiring actress in Tootsie, 1982, that earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Her performance was a masterclass in vulnerability and resilience, capturing the complexities of chasing one's dreams in an unforgiving industry. Terry's career was also marked by a host of television appearances, including a recurring role on Friends as Phoebe's eccentric mother, a part that endeared her to a new generation of fans. Her other notable film credits included Mr. Mom, 1983, Oh, God, 1977, and The Black Stallion, 1979, where she continued to balance humor and heart effortlessly. Beyond her screen presence, Terry Garr was a fierce advocate for health awareness after being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 1999. She used her platform to educate and inspire, proving that resilience defined her both on and off the screen. Her openness about her condition and her courage in the face of adversity further solidified her status as not only a beloved actress but a symbol of strength. Terry is survived by her daughter, Molly O'Neill, and a legacy of roles that will continue to inspire laughter and admiration for years to come. In an industry that can often take itself too seriously, Terry Garr reminded us that joy, humor, and a touch of whimsy are vital. The world has lost a bright star, but her light will never be extinguished in the hearts of those she touched. Rest in peace, Terry Garr. Your brilliance, laughter, and spirit will live on.
I will always remember her at Young Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, that was, to me, that was the ultimate. Hold on, there we go. Yeah, that was the ultimate. Was that she did, and I forgot she was in that. But yeah, when I saw the pictures of her, I was like, oh yeah, that was her. I forgot that was her. It was. She was interesting. I definitely liked her. So that was. I hate seeing anybody die, but my childhood girlfriends, I hate to see them die the most. This one I had just uploaded before the show, and it had 2 views before we even came on the air. The other one, I forget what it. Let's see, did I delete that one? I think it's still up. Let's see. I want to see if we got some hits off of that too. It was really. Let's see. He had. Oh, he only had our. Okay, we're the only view. Okay, so that's not too bad considering that like I said, I just uploaded them, but it was just. I expect them both to do really well because they were 2 really good names, especially Quincy, because man, he had such a line of credits, and still to this day, people talk. You know, he worked with so many artists that were just top notch. And to get all those awards too, that's just really outstanding. So, all right, that's the end of those 2. So now we can go back to business as usual. Let's see.
Now up 105 to 72.
Okay.
He's beating Harris by 1 million votes.
Yeah. But,
and that's about 1% of the vote-in.
Yeah. Jeez. That's crazy. Yeah, she was 79 and he was 91. I think. Was that
91.
Yeah.
He was 91 and she was 80, I thought.
She was 79.
70,
yeah.
79.
So that's some good mileage on that.
Makes me old, Mike. It makes me really old.
Yeah, but you know, the thing is, it makes me feel really young now because I didn't realize she was that much older. I mean, I should have realized that she was that much older than me, but you know, at some point, I think that I passed them in age because they didn't seem to age. When we get older, they don't seem to get older. but that's because we don't get to see them when they're older. But what a way to go! To die with that. What did they say she died from? Multiple sclerosis. Oh, it's not a good way to die. All right. On to the show, on to other things. What was this one? I forget what this was. Oh, this was, let's see. Tried to remember, I didn't. That's not what I wanted. Shoot, I was going to show you. I think I need to go to my page because that's where I'm going to see this stuff. All right. Should be my last post, I think. Or one of my last posts. Okay. Here it is. Okay. So here is the place that we were at. It was like I said, it was a rec center, and this was people still filtering in. There were no empty seats when we actually finished. I'm looking out of the curtain, and people were still filing in. You can see we had a pretty solid crowd there, and it's all sides. Just really a good time. So I love that building. I want to go back there anyway, because when you get a hot building like that, you want to take advantage of it. And they wanted to have the next show outside, and I don't want to do an outside show because they're always a pain in the butt, because you can't make people buy tickets. And if you're in an outdoor show, they can watch the show without buying a ticket. And we're trying to do a fundraiser for this, because we gave almost $1,000 to the rec center for their Cougars. So the Cougars got $1,000 to put towards whatever they need. Oh man!
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and that was the first time we did a fundraiser, so we didn't know how we were going to do. We didn't know if we were going to lose money, make money, whatever. But that fan base, that was just, I was so happy, because we try to put on good shows everywhere, and we usually do have a good show, but if you don't have people there, is it a good show?
Now, were people there because of the Cougars?
Both. I think it's
support, but that's really cool, because and you presented a good show. You're going to pack it out next time too.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, when we're in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a wrestling area. They love wrestling in Philly. The thing that we liked was, like ECW was the big Philadelphia promotion, and they usually packed that building really tight. But the problem is that building was in the middle of nowhere, and it was really only an adult show and wasn't really for kids. And we wanted to do a show that we could be proud of. And so we did a show that was for kids, and we made sure that nobody was swearing and nobody was blood, and there was no blood, there was no chairs. Well, I believe there was a chair used, but it was in the main event with the teachers, and they did the chair shot. So and so it was nice because it was geared towards them. It was geared towards that building, and we knew that there were going to be a lot of kids there. So we tried to keep things as cool as possible. There was only one bad word said. Unfortunately, I said it.
I was just going to say, Mike. I was just going to say, you're
well,
the one that said it, right?
When I got mad at Amadeus and clotheslined him and stuff, I kind of said something. I should find myself for it. I think I'm going to make myself pay myself so much money.
Aren't you the commissioner?
No, I'm just a bad person. But it was definitely a trip. It was a good show, and I should have used one of these pictures as our picture of the day, but it was really good. And my friend Mitch was running the show the same night at the casino down in Philadelphia, and they packed their place in too. So it was really cool. We both, we don't compete against each other because we have two different products. Their product is more of an adult product. Our product is more of a kid product. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. So streaming's the hot thing. Everybody's streaming everywhere. There's now a new player in the streaming market. It's Samsung. So they're going to do some kind of special streaming on their TVs that I think is going to be available only on their TV. I found that really interesting that they were going to do that. They have 88 million monthly active users in their TV Plus service, and it's similar to Roku's Pluto and Tubi. So with 88 million people, I mean that's a built-in crowd there that they can actually make money off of that, or make people loyal to their brand. I think it's a problem though. I think that they should open that up to whoever wants to get their product or whoever wants to watch their service, because Tubi and what was the other one I said about that? They stream to everybody, Pluto, and when you have a service like that, you can. It's just basically like ABC, NBC, and all that, because you can have commercials and all that, so you can support your streaming with the commercials. And I'm sure that Samsung probably does that too. So if they want to open that up to everybody, they'd probably be better off, and they'd probably make more money on it. But you never know. I don't know exactly why they're doing that, but I found that interesting that they are doing that. That they're having their own network full of stuff. But I'm sure there's a reason for it. And probably greed. If they make it exclusive, more people will buy Samsung TVs, maybe. I don't know.
Well, it'll sway some people, and other people just will ignore it.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, you can watch all the free TV by watching Tubi and Xumo, I think, is another one, and all these. And the thing is, if you have, what's it say? By the way. Past came in right after his intro. Is that Stone Cold? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Is that Stone Cold? Past came in right after his intro. If you're asking if the person with me is Stone Cold, no, he's not. He is my friend from college, actually. We can't seem to get rid of each other. Let's see here. Next thing. Birthdays. Huh. Here you go. Here's your birthday quiz. Henry Winkler.
$75.
Ooh, that's close. 79. Kevin Pollak. He's a comedian, if you don't know who he is.
I've heard of him, but I really have no idea.
67. Adam Copeland, but you may not know him as Adam Copeland. His name is Edge from wrestling.
Nope, wouldn't know him.
51. Sam Rockwell.
Don't know him.
56. Kris Jenner. That's
Yeah, I know. Kris Jenner is.
Caitlyn's wife.
Caitlyn's wife, yes. He's got to be pushing 70.
69.
Yeah,
Bryan Adams.
don't know.
Got my first real six string. He is 65. And I found it funny, the next name on the list was Ryan Adams. I don't know who he is, but I thought it was funny. Art Garfunkel.
Oh, goodness, he's got to be 80.
83. Jason Kelce.
Jason, he just retired, and he is 34.
He is 37.
37?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you do get the point, because you're still within 5 years. So you do get the point. Tatum O'Neal. Now her dad just died just a couple months ago.
Tatum.
Do you remember her?
I'll say, yeah, I'd say she's in her late 60s.
Believe it or not late, early 60s.
Early 60s.
I thought she was younger than me, and she is a little bit. Robert Patrick. Now, I don't know if you know him by, you don't know him by that name probably, but if you remember Terminator, he was the first Terminator that went after Schwarzenegger, that cop.
Yeah, the cop that, yeah.
So that tells you an idea how old he is, maybe. And he's not
80 something.
No, believe it or not, he actually is a lot younger than I thought he would be. He's 66.
Oh, is that all? He must
Yeah.
have been really young when he played
Yeah,
that
he
part.
must have been like, I would think he would be, he was probably in his 20s, maybe. Well, I don't know. When the Terminator came out in the 80s, right? I think.
I believe it was the 80s.
Yeah, so that would make him in his 20s if that was one of his first roles. Luke Hemsworth, not the other Hemsworth, it's his brother.
I have no idea.
He's 44. Seth Gilliam, you probably don't know because you probably didn't watch The Walking Dead.
Nope.
Okay, he's 56. He played Father Gabriel. All right, that's it. That's it for the birthdays. Then we got, okay, that's that, which we talked about. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on, I want to look at this. Who's that?
I'm joining.
Oh, you're joining?
I got knocked off.
Oh, you're still, let me, hold on, let me take you back in and bring you back in. You're still there, though. I mean, you're...
Well, if I'm still there, it's okay, but I'm off here.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, now you're on, and you're on again. Huh, I can kick you off now. Let's see. Kicking this one off. Oh, okay, that's the one that...
knocked me off.
Can I get rid of that? How do I get rid of that? How do I do this? Because you're now... Oh, there you are. Okay. Still, you're not... I don't know why you're not... I bet you it has to do with that stupid program, that NDI program. I'm still not seeing you on here. I wonder if I can... No, I can't. I could do it another way, though. Let me try something. Where's NDI? There it is. And that's this one. Wait, which one's that? That's the tough one, right? I think that's the tough one. Tough look. Okay. But you're not showing up in that. That's weird.
Well, I'm off completely from you.
Yeah, it's weird. It's I don't understand why.
But I'm still there for you.
Yeah, well, your picture, it froze your picture.
Yeah, but I can't see anything.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't see it unless you were watching.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't see the screen or anything.
Right. Oh, wait, you don't see this? Wait a minute, you don't? Do you see me?
I don't see anything. I'm off completely.
Do you see me?
Nope.
Oh, that's weird.
So I'm going to try to join again.
Okay, well let me let me reboot this. So don't, like, when you leave, oh shoot it, you might lose the how would that work?
I'm back.
You're back. You're not back.
I see you.
That's weird.
Gremlins, Mike. It's the Gremlins.
It's Gremlins, yeah. I haven't had any Gremlins like this for a while. Let me see something here. Why is this not allowing me? Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. I'm wondering how I can do this again. I don't know. You still can't see me, or you can?
I can.
Okay,
I can
you
see
can.
you,
Okay.
and I can see me in the corner.
Okay, good. Then
So now I can see the screen. You
Okay.
can point it up a little bit.
Yep.
There you go.
All right.
Notice that?
Let
Yep,
me
that's
open.
good enough.
Now let me close the couple windows because they opened up on their own. I gotta figure out why it does
It's
that.
these gremlins. Gremlins.
Yeah, those gremlins. I need to spend some time in the studio where I get this working the right way, not on a show night. All right, there we go. Now we're back to normal, whatever that is. Okay. All right, now everything seems to be working. Except you're frozen still, but what the heck? Just like you to freeze up. All right, now.
I do that when they pitch me a curveball too.
All right, so let's go on to the next thing. Okay, that's the election stuff. Oh. Yeah, okay, so they convicted. Do you remember a couple years ago, these two cops busted in on this? They had a shootout at this one apartment, and it was the wrong building. It was the wrong apartment, and they ended up killing this woman called Brianna.
Yes.
That has come to a conclusion finally. So
How much did they get?
Well, where's the button? Where's the former Louisville, Kentucky police officer Brett Hankinson was convicted by a federal jury late Friday for his role in the raid that killed 26-year-old Breonna Taylor in March 2020. The development marks the first conviction of an officer involved in the raid. The jury found 48-year-old Hankinson guilty of using excessive force while acquitting him of violating the civil rights of Taylor's neighbors. Hankinson fired 10 shots into Taylor's apartment, some of which entered a neighbor's unit but didn't hit anyone. Hankinson was retried after the first jury was deadlocked. He will be sentenced March 12th and faces a maximum sentence of life in prison. Taylor was killed during a midnight no-knock raid on her apartment. While her name and residence were on the warrant, she was considered a soft target, with police having located the prime suspect. Taylor was shot 6 times when her boyfriend exchanged gunfire with officers, believing them to be intruders. 2 other officers involved in the raid were not charged. Prosecutors believe they were justified in returning fire. So that's where they are. The one officer was held accountable for the 6 shots. So that still, to me, is not even enough, considering that Brianna was not even, she was like in the other part of the room. So they were, I mean, I don't know what, I thought that, wasn't that a wrong, like, weren't they in the wrong place?
I believe they were in the wrong place.
Right, yeah. So if they killed her,
the aim's not very good because she was not in the line of sight.
Right. So I don't know. That's just sad that that someone had to pay for that, and it's not a money thing, you know. It's a really a big problem. So now in the Me Too movement is still another person that's going into problems with that. Russell Brand is the next.
Russell.
What's that?
Good old Russell.
Yeah, he is. UK prosecutors are mulling whether to charge Russell Brand over sexual assault charges. British prosecutors say they have been given a file of evidence from police that alleged sexual offences come from comedian Russell Brand and considering whether to charge him. The Crown Prosecution Service said late Saturday that we have passed a file by the police to consider a charging decision in the case. Any decision to change is made independently based on the evidence and in line with our legal test. Boy, I'll tell you. See, I don't mind that they that they get involved in these cases. But the problem is the Me Too cases come along and they want to charge everybody for everything. And sometimes it's not really a sexual assault case. It's usually a disgruntled girlfriend or something that, or ex-girlfriend. I don't know. I get scared of those because those can happen to any of us at any time. So it's a real touchy thing because I want people to be able to be to go after people that really do that stuff. But man, it's like it happens.
Lives can be ruined.
Yes, like if there's a girl with a really vindictive woman, a vindictive woman can say, "Oh, I'm going to go get that guy. I'm going to get him back for whatever he did, cheated on me. So I'm going to say that he did this," or because there's people that do that. There are people that are ready to wipe out somebody's life because they're disgruntled, and that scares me a lot. Now, I was with, let's see, was I with anyone that was like that? I'm trying to think here. I wasn't. I've been lucky enough to not be with anyone like that. But, boy, I just think, when I think of that stuff, that scares me a lot. Because it wouldn't take much to destroy someone because of you being upset over, he found another guy, or found another girl. I mean, and so I'm going to take him out, something like that. So I don't know.
There's a statistic floating around, Mike, and I don't know how in the world you can ever get to this statistic, but there's a statistic floating around that 40% of men that are in some sort of sexual assault charge sitting in prison are actually innocent.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah. It's funny because back in the 90s, I remember the first time that I saw a person who was married get in trouble for having sex with his wife because she didn't consent. And I thought, well, how could you do that? She's your wife. And now I know that today I know that could happen. But back then I was thinking, how could that happen? If you're married to the person, how could you have that as a sexual assault? But then,
no means no.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You didn't have that phrase back then.
Right. And back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, they just had to, whether it was assault or not, they had to take it because there was no defense. You were married to that person or you were in a relationship with that person, so it wasn't rape. But
they would tell the woman, well, you just better take care of your husband. That wouldn't happen.
Right. And that's the mentality that I had back then because I thought, well, how could you do that? I mean, you're married to him. But, things that change, and I realized that you can do that to somebody. And so now it's kind of the opposite. Now it's everybody, you got to be careful because they get mad at you. They could actually set you up for something like that. Have sex with you and then call the police, whatever it is. So, yeah, kind of scary when I thought about that could actually happen. So, all right, next. Do you remember Elon with his $1 million day thing that he was doing?
$1 million a day if you sign up.
Yep.
In a swing state to register to vote.
That's it. Yep.
He would pull a lottery and give the lucky person $1 million.
Yep. And he did it for a couple people, and then there was a lawsuit that they said you can't do it.
The DA in Philadelphia brought the lawsuit.
And according to this,
the judge.
The judge said, "Too bad for your luck. Elon is okay to do that." Elon Musk's political committee PAC has sent out an emergency squad to issue last-minute fixes to. Oh, that's a different thing. Oh, sorry, I pulled that one out, but that's not the one I wanted to do. He was considered it okay to do that. He was okay with the $1 million. He got that through court.
Because he wasn't rewarding a vote.
Right.
He was rewarding a registration.
No, it was to to sign a constitution, backing the Constitution is what it was.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. But anyway, here's another thing with him. Elon
A
Musk.
petition to back the
Yes.
Constitution.
Which, meant you had to register anyway. So, anyway, according to, here's another Elon Musk story. Elon Musk's Political Action Committee, PAC, has sent out an emergency squad to issue last-minute fixes to disqualified ballots in Pennsylvania. According to two people familiar with the endeavor, who spoke with the New York Times, Musk's America PAC is undertaking this so-called ballot curing campaign as the race tightens in a state that could easily decide who becomes the next president. In 33 states, groups can choose to deploy their own ballot curers on their own dime to secure more votes for their candidates. The process is a grueling one involving operatives sifting through absentee ballots, many rejected for minor errors like forgetting to sign or two witnesses, contracting as many as the impacted people as possible to try to score more votes that would otherwise be discarded. With the massive increases in voting by mail during and since the 2020 election, the labor-intensive process has taken on new importance. And it says in New York, for instance, more than 8,000 mail-in votes were saved by ballot curing in 2021's municipal races. With Pennsylvania likely determining the fate of the nation, a margin of that size could be enough to sway it in Trump's favor should Musk's ballot curers manage to salvage enough votes by the state's 8 p.m. election deadline. So Musk is serious about wanting to make sure that, I think it was a bad idea that they did not, Biden and Kamala refused to admit that Musk was the number one EV manufacturer in the world, and instead of giving it to GM, he was giving all those tax incentives to GM and to Ford, but wouldn't give it to Trump, or wouldn't give it to Tesla at first. And they refused to even acknowledge that Tesla was even in existence. They kept saying, oh, they're a minor thing. But yet they were the ones that are driving the EV market. And every time...
the only ones that are succeeding.
Yeah. And Biden refused to admit that, he was that Musk was the man. So they could have had them on Musk could have been on her side if he only would have acknowledged his existence, but he wouldn't. And I don't know why that was, but he was, I guess.
Because he took over Twitter because of free speech.
Well, that was before that even happened.
Really?
That was back in the early days when Biden got in office and was offering tax incentives for EVs and stuff. He wouldn't even give it to Tesla at first. It took a long time before he got before he approved Tesla for that thing. And I think that was a mistake. I think that he should have probably supported, because he's always Musk has always voted for Democrats up until this election, and he lost. They lost his vote because they refused to exist to acknowledge that he even existed. That was a bad idea. Because when he gets something set in his mind, he's got money that he can burn, just like he's been burning. So, yeah. Okay, enough of that. Let's see.
Well, let me just see some updates here on the election.
Yeah, go ahead.
Harris is projected to win Illinois, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maryland, Rhode Island, and D.C., all Democratic states.
Wow.
Trump is projected to win Florida, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Missouri, and Oklahoma, all and West Virginia. Now that's the thing. West Virginia used to be a Democratic state, but it has turned Republican.
Here we are. I got 49 to 101.
Yep.
Nope, 52 to 101 now. Let's see here. There's the map. So,
Well, Trump just was projected to win Indiana and Kentucky. They are the neighboring states to Ohio.
okay.
So if you like Trump and don't like living in Ohio, move.
It's interesting. This is the most interesting election I think I've seen us have. Hey, there's Mitch. PA is clearly behind Harris, 72%.
Yeah, but that's the big cities coming in.
Yeah.
I remember elections in PA very well. Philly and Pittsburgh always came in before everybody else.
Yeah. No. It's an interesting.
At least I think it's that way. I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
that's what I think.
Well, I guess we'll see what's good. This is I'm going to keep this map up and put it behind the other stuff so we can check on it from time to time. Okay, let me have this and let me delete this. Well, no, I can keep that up yet. No, I'll get rid of that one too. So we'll have this as our backdrop. I mean, we're after 8, so whatever's going to happen, I mean, there's not too much going to happen to change the way that people voted at this point. All right. What else we got? Okay. Deaths, DUIs, what's that? I can't read.
There's been something in the Senate. Governor Jim Justice elected to U.S. Senate, flipping seat for Republicans. Oh, and there's a new hurricane.
Oh, good. Got to have an extra hurricane.
Raphael becomes the 11th hurricane of the season.
The question is, can the hurricane vote?
Yeah, and who would he vote for?
Yeah.
We're assuming it's a he, Raphael.
Yeah. Venom, The Last Dance is now at 317 million globally. So they actually did well with that movie. That's I think we were talking about that one, that they actually were out of the, let's see, they started out at 68 million and they're now 317. So I think they ended up paying for the film. So they're now at the profit of that film. It's good to know. All right, that's done, so I can get rid of this. All right, now we can go on to other stuff. We'll check back on the election as we go. All right, now let's see where we at here. So didn't you tell me that Meta was looking at buying 3 Mile Island?
Yes.
There is an issue, apparently.
Yes, there is. A rare bee.
Yes. What in the world is...
They found a rare bee on the island.
Who would have thought? I mean, and of course the bee is probably 300 pounds because of the radiation. The Meta Nuclear Power Plant AI data center scuppered by discovery of a rare bee species. I'm like, what in the world is a rare bee species? That's a new one. Says the potential nuclear power supply deal by Meta Artificial Intelligence data center was obstructed by a discovery of a rare species of bee on the land where the project was planned. Now
was that 3 Mile Island?
No, that doesn't, because they're showing a picture of Tennessee Valley Authority, so that can't be 3 Mile Island. Let me see what it says here. I didn't read the whole article. I just was looking at let's see, in September announced that 100% it would take up. It would take up to 100% of the revived. Oh yeah, here it is. In September, Microsoft announced that it would take up to 100% of the revived 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant in an 837 milliwatt or megawatt 20-year deal. It's previously signed PPA deals to procure the output of several other nuclear power plants. That really scares me. You sure you want to come back to Pennsylvania? I remember the first time.
Well, see, France has done it right. Like, they have created small nuclear power plants that are light years better than what 3 Mile Island was.
Okay.
And safer. And they're city size.
Okay.
And they put them all over the country. And they are energy independent.
Huh. Interesting.
And they're safe, and they've had no problems. But see, we want to build these mega plants that they can't keep safe.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know. It kind of scares me, though. It definitely.
Well, nuclear power scares anybody.
Yeah. Especially after we were through the one meltdown.
Oh yeah. I remember that day talking to you, Michael. We were standing in the park on the concourse.
Yeah.
Out there in front of main building, and man, it was scary.
It was scary because nobody knew what was going on. It was weird going to school that day and then having like what's it say? Nationwide 52. Oh, okay. He's talking about Trump and okay. Yeah, I mean, it was weird because nobody knew what to do. And we didn't know, even if we went away, if it was, if it blew up everything, we didn't know what was going to happen, because at that point, that one movie came out. What was it? The freaking movie where there was I thought, well, maybe it's just a publicity stunt, because that's the movie came out and they had that power plant problem, and then this happened, and who would have thought that would have happened so close to the movie? I don't know.
Do you know the thing that I found most ironic? I think the only people left on that campus was you, me, and Bowski. All the other leadership went.
Yeah.
They threw the keys to Bowski and split. It's what I think happened. You have to talk to Bowski, but I think that's what happened.
Well, it's funny because I got a hold of my family saying, what are we going to do? And they said, what do you mean? Well, there's a meltdown. We're just staying here. What do you mean we're just staying here? Okay. I didn't know what to do. I lived in Phoenixville for 9 years, about 8 miles from Limerick nuke plant. Our tomatoes we grew were humongous, and the cancer rate and the birth rate defects were literally 150%, or no, 1,500% of the city of Philadelphia. I'm telling you, it was a scary time, and I didn't know what the right thing to do. I hadn't know where to go if we were to go anywhere. I didn't have any money. I couldn't stay at a hotel or anything.
I didn't have any money. I had nowhere to go either. We were stuck together.
Yeah. And so if we were going to die, we were going to, or get an extra arm or leg or something, that would have been cool. At least we could have got something out of it. But that was crazy. That was a crazy time of our lives, because, I mean, I thought, man, here I am. I'm finally feeling independent, and now we're going to all die. And here we are, 40 years later.
And I have an eye in the back of my head, Mike. I don't know about you.
Well, yeah, I don't tell anybody about that because I want to make sure I know who's sneaking up on me,
That's right.
Usually it's someone from another state, because the people that lived here all know that there's extra arms and legs going around and stuff. So, I don't know. That was a weird time of life. Oh man, here's a funny or a weird story too. Speaking of which, this is so weird. Let me see here. Got to get this to open up. 680 cartons of unstamped cigarettes seized at Dauphin County traffic stop. I mean, are cigarettes really a thing yet?
Well, I guess if you look at the price of them and you
I-
get them black market, it's
Yeah, but what do you? Okay, so they bring in these 680 cartons of cigarettes. What are cigarettes going for nowadays? I mean, I don't even know because
I don't know.
let's say $10 a piece, $10 a pack. I that may be accurate. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but still, why? If I'm going to get in trouble for something, I'm not going to be importing packs of cigarettes. I'm going to import like cocaine or something like. I can't imagine selling
What are you in
untaxed,
for?
unstamped.
680 cartons of cigarettes.
Yeah, if I'm going to get in trouble and go into jail for something, it's going to be something good. It's not going to be cigarettes. I just think that's the craziest. Oh, okay, here it is. It says $8 in taxes. Is that true? Really? $11 a pack plus $11 a pack and $8 is taxes. Can you imagine going to jail for selling illegal cigarettes? Jeez, that's
So
insane.
if you buy them for $3
Yeah,
and you sell them for $6,
yeah.
you can almost sell 2 packs of cigarettes and cost of one.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why they do it.
but
There's a lot of money
you're
to be
still going to
made.
get in trouble just like you're selling drugs.
Yeah.
Something like that, I would think, oh man, if I'm going to jail, I'm going to jail for something good. I mean, I can't imagine going to jail. What are you in for? Oh, I sold cocaine. What are you in for? Oh, I was selling cigarettes. It's just not good enough. It's not gangster enough to go to jail. I don't know. And anybody that smokes nowadays, I don't feel sorry for them because everyone knows the effects of them. That's just crazy. 680 cartons of unstamped cigarettes. And they were seized at a traffic stop. How bad of luck do you have there? When you got pulled over, the guy next to you that didn't get pulled over was selling meth. Oh man. I just can't even imagine.
Well, the Lord had it in for that guy.
This here, the one comment here sounds like he's prepping for election night. He has all those cigarettes. Oh man, that's just insane. I can't even. I don't understand the mentality of smoking anyway because I hate smoke. But yeah, that's crazy. All right, next. Did you hear about TGI Fridays?
Yeah, they're filing for bankruptcy.
Chapter 11.
Chapter 11.
I didn't even know they were in trouble.
I think all this. I think they're all in trouble.
Yeah, it's sad.
I don't think people are eating out as much right now.
I don't eat out that much myself, so I believe that. Yeah, it says here they filed for bankruptcy. Restaurants remain open. So I guess citing COVID pandemic and challenges. Yeah, I don't know. I go out every once in a while. I go out and Christine and I go and see Jen's family, and that's like on a Thursday every once in a while. I haven't done it for a while because my conference calls have been a lot on Thursdays and Wednesdays, and so it kind of takes away from my time. But plus, I didn't have a car for 2 weeks, so I got my car back. Oh, I got my car back. Looks like a
How
brand.
much did it set you back?
Oh, you really want to know? With
Yeah, you
tax,
gotta spill the beans now.
with taxes, came out to $5,300,
Oh my goodness.
and I paid that out of pocket because I couldn't bring it to the insurance. I couldn't because I just did a claim in December, and they jacked my rates up already. So if I had done another one, I can't even imagine what they would have done. And that one wasn't my fault. You know, the one in December last year was my fault, and I wanted to pay out of pocket for that because it wasn't that expensive. But the guy that whose car I accidentally scratched was being a jerk about it, and he wouldn't. He just started threatening me. So I thought, well, I guess I got to do it through insurance then, because I didn't want to deal with it.
Why? It would have been so much easier for him if you'd have paid cash.
But he wouldn't do it. He was just threatening me, and he wanted. I don't know what he wanted. He was just threatening me.
Yeah, but his rates probably went up too.
Yeah, well, he had a car that was illegal. He knew he couldn't get much from it. That car was parked on the road, but it had a plate from Florida, and I was in New York. It didn't seem to be inspected. It wasn't even in the space correctly either. It was over the line. There's a lot of things that I realized after I had pictures that I took of it when it happened, because he wasn't there, and I didn't want to leave without someone coming out, and nobody came out. So I just took pictures, and I left my phone number and stuff, and the guy just started threatening me and all that. It's a shame. Let's see. About 5 years ago, TGI moved from serving fresh-made food to frozen, warmed-up dishes. I called it back then. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind those kind of foods that are pre-made that you just take home and heat them up. And I'm good with that stuff. I don't know. I don't even do that. I'm pretty lazy with that. All right, here we go. So that I did that one. All right, next one. So when they came up with I think Ozempic, that was for was Ozempic originally for like mental things and stuff? And then they ended up.
I thought it was a diabetic drug.
Diabetic drug. That's right. That's what it was. Okay. So then they came up with this version of Ozempic to lose weight, which was kind of cool. But they found something else about Ozempic. And this is interesting to me because I have a bad case of arthritis. It says, obesity drug has life-changing benefits for arthritis. That is interesting to me.
Maybe that's why my arthritis in my back is not as bad.
It could be, because they're claiming the clinical trial participants saw their knee pain get better and could engage better with activities that got them up and going. So that is really interesting that this one drug is doing all this different stuff. Ozempic could be, I could check into that and see if that really does make a difference for my arthritis issues. Because my knees are really horrible. And even
is that from all the wrestling?
A lot of it was, yeah. But I had stem cells replaced in my knees, and one of the knees got better and the other one didn't. They said they weren't sure if the one was going to take or not, and it didn't really take because it was just so bad. But the other one isn't so bad. It actually got much better. But I found that interesting that that's now going to be used for people with arthritis. See, you got to be careful with this show. You might actually learn something.
Yeah, we can't have that, Mike.
You're familiar with what Temu is, right?
No.
You don't know what Temu is? Really? Seriously?
No.
Oh, Temu is a place where you can buy stuff online at extremely discounted prices. It's a Chinese company, and I bought things from them wondering how good is it? Because, for instance, I bought a microphone, a new microphone. It had 4 microphones, and it cost me, for 4 microphones, I think around $162, which is cheap. Cheap. You think, well, that's going to be real junk, and it wasn't. It actually was good stuff. And then I bought headset earphones, so when you're playing live, if you don't have monitors, you put the earphones in, and that had 4 headphones, and that was probably 150, maybe $200 for that. And usually they're like, for something like that, $600 or something. And but it was a good deal. Mitch said that Ozempic is a weekly injectable prescription medication that treats type 2 diabetes. It's used to help lower blood sugar, mimicking the hormone GLP-1, which signal. It sounds like you copied that and pasted that. There's no way you typed that all in there. Anyway, maybe you did, but I don't know.
Well, see, I took it for weight loss, lost about 20 pounds, and then I plateaued.
Yeah,
I
know people.
And now I just take it for my blood sugar.
Well, I know the people that took it and lost 80 pounds.
Yeah, well, I didn't.
But yeah, it says here Ozempic can reduce the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or death to adults with type 2.
Sounds like a miracle drug.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because it's something that every once in a while they run into these things that can do multiple things. It says, well, Ozempic is not approved. Oh, this is an ad. While Ozempic is not approved for weight loss, some physicians prescribe it for that. Well, now they have the Wegovy or whatever,
yeah,
which is Ozempic for weight loss. So, and now it looks like they're going to have it for what did I say? Yeah. So it really looks interesting. I mean, I don't know why that one works versus it works for multiple things versus some things that just don't work. Anyway, I was saying about Temu. Okay, so Temu is a little company that has all these anything you could think of. They sell it, and they sell it really cheap. You'll buy earrings for 50 cents. I mean, really cheap stuff. And but they're being sued by there it is. Chinese retailer Temu faces European Union investigation for rogue traders and illegal goods. So they sell really seriously. You can buy this hat for $2.78. You can you'll buy just unbelievable. Why don't I could just bring it up and that'll be the easiest way to do it. This place is really all right. Let's see here. There it is. Okay. So like you can even see here you have a corset for $9.89. Let's see. I want to bring it up because it's cool when you actually can see what you can buy, and the stuff they actually now have distribution centers in the United States, so you don't even have to worry about. It used to take a month to get it because it had to ship from China, but you don't have to do that anymore. You just it's now got the distributions. You're not going to make me do this, are you? Don't do this to me. I don't want to. Come on, just let me in. Okay, here you go. So let's see. I want to find some cool, let's say, you know what? I'll use band stuff.
How do you know the product is legit?
You don't until you get it, but I've already ordered from them before, and they actually are good system. I mean, here's some good.
Are they name brands?
No, they're Chinese brands, but everything's made in China anyway.
Well, that's true. Until Trump gets in and puts tariffs on everything.
Well, yeah. See, when I worked at my last job, that's when Trump was doing those tariffs, and he caused a lot of problems with distribution. It was really knockoffs. Mitch said knockoffs. They are knockoffs. They are absolutely knockoffs. But they make the stuff, so they just brand their own stuff from the stuff that they make. So I can't seem to put. it's not letting me put a search in here. I don't know why I can't do a search. Alright, I guess maybe if I sign in, it'll let me. Come on. Don't do this to me. Don't make me look bad. I don't need help looking bad. Yeah, see, there's a problem with the browser. It's not letting me. It's the Chinese. They're not letting me in.
Well, you applied for citizenship and they knew better.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, wait. I got something now. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put in here music. Equipment. So to give you an idea, here's a mixer. This mixer would probably run $200 in the US or more. Probably more because that's 12 channels. Probably, let's say $250 for this. They're selling it for $63. Here's basically a setup for a podcast. $27. You know, that's just crazy stuff. Here's a guitar. Here's this guitar. This guitar in the United States would be okay. That one's $225, so that's a little closer to reality. But you'd probably buy that in the U.S. for $750 ish. You know, it's just crazy stuff. I mean, but anyway, these I'd like to buy. They are over $1,000, $1,200 in the U.S. and it's at $560 or $590. So
What are they?
I mean, they do actually. You can save a lot of money off of stuff. Here, this one's $302. This is a double deck guitar like Jimmy Page has.
Yeah.
You would probably pay $750 or more, maybe $900 for that. So now it's not a brand name, but a lot of the ones that aren't brand names around here would probably, you'd pay $399 for a cheesy one. So, but you know, it's just it's one of those things that anyway. So they're in trouble with the whole point is.
Or European Union.
Yeah. So here we go. It says Chinese online retailer Temu is facing a European Union investigation over suspicions that it's failing to prevent the sale of illegal products, the 27-nation bloc's executive arm said on Thursday. The European Commission opened its investigation 5 months after adding Temu to its list of very large online platforms needing the strictest of scrutiny under the bloc's Digital Services Act. It's a wide-ranging rulebook designed to clean up online platforms and keep internet users safe with a threat of hefty fines. Temu started entering Western markets only in the past 2 years and has grown in popularity by offering cheap goods, from clothing to home products that are shipped to from the resellers in China. The company is owned by Pinduoduo Inc., a popular e-commerce site in China, now has 92 million users in the EU. Its obligations under the OSHA, says it takes its obligations under OSHA or OSA seriously, continuously investing to strengthen its compliance system and safeguard consumers. The bottom line is it's relatively good product. The stuff that I've gotten from them, it's decent products. It's not the top end, but you're not going to pay for the top end stuff either. So it's a decent price for what you get. 27 to 150. Trump leading. If you're just playing at home.
What did you say again?
27 to 150. Trump leading. According to Mitch.
I have 178 to 113.
Oh, well, maybe.
With 10% of the vote in.
How about if I pull up the AP? I'm showing 99 to 120 on this one. So now we got all these kinds of numbers. But
Now you can't even figure out what it is because all the numbers are skewed.
that's right. That's because the people putting the numbers in are just throwing dice and saying that's where it's going to be. But anyway, that's the Temu story on that. I didn't know if you knew who they were or not, but they are doing really well in the U.S. and they, like I said, they're opening warehouses now, so you can get your product within a short period of time.
They're going to do away with Amazon?
Doubtful, because Amazon has a lot of companies that work with them to make sure that they stay on. These are projected. I showed the actual finalized numbers from the AP. Okay. All right, next thing. Okay. This is okay, Doug. This goes to your religious thing here. Taliban bars Afghan women from praying loudly or reciting in front of other women.
Yes, now they can't even talk in front of other women.
That's just unheard of. Why do the women even? I don't understand.
Inferior. They're inferior.
I guess so. I mean, those guys are barbarians as it is. But now you can't even, you can't even recite your prayers in front of other women.
They don't trust their women to do anything.
I guess. I don't know. Just really strange. In the latest restriction on women following morality laws that ban them from raising their voice and, now that part. Raising their voice. I'd like to find that. That I would be into. Finding that you can't raise your voice.
Is Christine still listening?
Oh, yeah. Forgot about her. What time is it? She might be she might be off the phone by now. I might hear about that one. She'll raise her voice too. Oh man. But that's obscene. I can't wrap my head around that, It just doesn't make sense to me that I would think that they would want them to pray, but.
And you know what's even sicker, Mike?
What's that?
There are people in the United States that are pro-Taliban.
Yeah. How could that be? They're forcing them into isolation. It would me too quiet if I was. Oh yeah, she'd be too quiet if she shut up. She is here. I guess that answers that question.
Do I have a job next week, Mike? Or is
Yeah,
the
you
whole
do.
Show going down to 12?
No, you'll probably have the job with her. She's gonna. Oh wait a minute, she doesn't know how to run the equipment. I'm safe. All right. So anyway, hey, you can legally now jaywalk in New York City.
Oh yeah.
According to this article, no more tickets for crossing against the light. Now jaywalking is legal in New York City.
That's because everybody did it anyhow.
That's true. That's true. Oh, there she is. Jaywalking, the time-honored practice of crossing the street outside of the crosswalk, is against the traffic light, is now legal. Legislation passed by City Council last month officially became law over the weekend. So there we go. Yeah, if you wanted to jaywalk, now's the time to do it. Let's see, where is that? There it is. Okay, take that out. Here is the history behind a very tried, honored tradition. History behind toilet papering houses. I find the weirdest stories, I swear. Toilet papering houses is an act of throwing rolls of paper over a house, over a tree, as a prank. It's a mischievous act mostly associated with Halloween and high school traditions. The notoriety and popularity has been on a steady decline in recent years, but I feel it's a tradition we need to think about bringing back. I don't think it does. I don't think so. It says toilet papering is a broader history of youthful pranks that stretch back centuries. Mischief Night or Devil's Night, the evening before Halloween, is when pranks or rowdy behavior were encouraged as a way for young people to cut loose. While we don't have an exact documentation of early toilet papering, pranks involving property such as soaping windows or setting off fireworks have obviously recorded back as far as 18th century history. So there you go. She said I could leave. Doug, you are okay. She said I could team to run the equipment. The dogs are watching you. Haha. Let's see here. So the association between pranks and Halloween became especially strong during the early 20th century. Halloween was known for rowdy tricksters who would play harmless pranks, but inevitably, sometimes those pranks turned destructive. Those early Halloween antics often involved damaging property such as tipping over outhouses or egging houses. TPing, in comparison, is relatively tame, but it belongs to that same tradition of rebellion. So, yeah. I never understood that. That's a lot of work. I don't know. I'm not really into spending a lot of work time making a prank on somebody. I got to make my pranks quick and easy. So, let's see.
Hey, back on the Taliban for a second. You realize these women held positions in government, college professors, school teachers, businesswomen, while the United States was there.
Huh.
And now, look at them.
Yeah. Now they're
can't even speak in public.
They're second-class citizens, or third class probably. I can't imagine living that kind of life. I mean, I realize that's all they know, but that's a rotten way to live. All right, let's see next. Do you know they found a lost city, so it's no longer lost. Archaeologists have discovered a new Maya city. I hope this comes up. Here we go. Lost Maya. Is that Maya? That's Maya, right?
Maya.
Including pyramids discovered in Mexico's jungle. I think that's kind of cool. LiDAR technology has revealed extensive Maya infrastructure throughout Campeche, located in Mexico's Yucatan?
I don't know.
Archaeologists using an old map of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula have uncovered a lost Mayan city, hidden until now, with thousands of buildings densely packed into a small area. The archaeological team used LiDAR technology. They use that, that Oak Island show that I watched? They use LiDAR now to try to determine where those, where the gold and stuff is, where the crevices are that they could have hidden all that stuff. So I think that's interesting. But I think it's interesting that they found this city. I think that's pretty neat. It says here, LiDAR surveys are useful in Mesoamerican archaeology, where swaths of jungles can quickly swallow up an entire city. 3 years ago, a separate team mapped 30,000 square miles, or 78,000 square kilometers of Mexico, constituting nearly 500 historic sites, and found that similar design patterns were used across the cities in the region. So,
the great Maya culture.
Yeah, that's kind of neat because we don't know too much about them other than the things they find here and there. I think that's really neat.
They were a great culture. They were evil. but they were a great culture.
Well, you know,
They had child sacrifices, so
they had what?
they did child sacrifices.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't. Some of us don't mind, as long as we're not children. Give your child up for a good cause. Might as well sacrifice them.
Did you see the commercials?
Uh-uh.
So sign up your child for a good cause. We want good crops this summer.
It says 99 to 177 now. Ooh. What a scary thing. That's really close. Walmart has a new cart they're going to start using in their stores. Here is the cart. Let me see here. There it is. So it's backward facing, so the person would push there and they would face you. It's made for not necessarily children, but children with some physical limitations, and maybe even some adults with physical limitations, or mental issues. So these special carts are equipped with a bigger, more supportive seat for children and adults with disabilities, limited mobility, and any kind of injury. It can hold up to between 35 and 250 pounds. So kind of cool. I think it cuts into the space in the cart, but you know, maybe they're planning on selling children, and they could just pack them into the seat. That was a weird thing about that. Let's see here. Oh, I actually have an article on how the Electoral College works. I forgot about that. I had that from last week. Let's see. Here we go. A rare 1975 dime was sold at an auction. How much do you think they made, or how much do you think they got off that dime? 1975 dime.
I have no idea. That doesn't seem that old.
No, it don't. But it's rare. Here we go.
Was there a mistake on it?
Rare dime, bought by an Ohio farm family and hidden for decades, fetches
$500,000.
$500,000. And here's the dime. I don't know what. There must be something about it. I mistakenly made without San Francisco's mint letter S mint mark on it. That's it.
And only a collector would care about that.
Yeah. An extraordinary rare dime whose whereabouts had remained a mystery since the 1970s has sold for over $500,000. The coin, which was struck by the U.S. Mint in San Francisco in 1975, depicts President Franklin D. Roosevelt as one of just two known to exist without the distinctive S mint mark on it. Wow. Three sisters from Ohio inherited the dime after death of their brother, who had kept it in a bank vault for more than 40 years. He's probably the only one who knew what it was worth. The coin sold for $506,250 in an online auction that concluded Sunday. Jeez. Wow. I think I'm in the wrong business.
Wow.
That's crazy. I can't even imagine someone paying that for a dime. I mean, granted, it's one of two, but who cares? With my, when I was a kid, my brother used to collect coins, and I had no money. Every once in a while, I would steal some of his collection. No wonder he used to beat me up. He never knew I did that, though. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Do you have medical marijuana cards in Ohio?
Well, it's legal now.
It is?
But
Okay.
we did. Yeah, I used to have medical marijuana.
Okay. Well, there's new limits and oversight for PA's medical marijuana doctors proposed in response to a Spotlight PA investigation. And at first I was thinking, well, are they going to limit us for buying it, or what's the limitation? And it's not that at all. Apparently, there was a loophole, and they allow, and I can actually attest to this. By the way, I have to get my medical marijuana card every year. They reissue it to me every year, and that means that my doctor that I go to once a year gets $250 from me because it's not covered by insurance. So he gets $250. And what do I get for that $250? I sit down and I talk to him. Hey, how you been? I've been doing real good. And it has nothing to do with the medical marijuana. And he just asks what I've been up to, and I tell him about my acting, and I go and he signs the paper. So why did I have to go to this thing? We didn't talk about medical marijuana. He doesn't tell me. Like, I ask him what is good for pain, and he goes, "Well, you can talk to the consultants at the medical marijuana place." He doesn't even know that. But anyway, the loophole is that these doctors can, if they want, have as many patients as they want and pay the $250. And so they can just do that all day and have patients coming in and not practice medical. Well, they're now going to limit how many medical marijuana people you can have. So they can.
Well, that's going to hurt some people.
Yes.
They're going to have to go back to practicing medicine.
Yes, because I used to go there when I was working. I used to go there and get these shots in my back that would last 3 days. And then I feel like, well, what did I get that shot for? Because it really didn't help me any. So but that's the reason why they're going to do this, is that they decided that, these doctors can't. I think the whole idea that you have to keep getting reapproved for this is stupid. They ought to just either approve us once or maybe every 5 years or something, but the idea, or not at all, just make it legal. I don't know.
So when I got medical marijuana the first time, I had uploaded my X-rays and reports from doctors about my arthritis in my back.
Yeah.
Because they told me to do that. So I called the guy. It was a phone interview, and I called the guy, and he says, "Well, what do you, just tell me your problem?" And I said, "Well, I have arthritis in my back, and I find it difficult to walk, and I'm just trying to get rid of the pain." And he said, "Okay, so you have arthritis in your back." And I said, "And I have the X-rays here." And he says, "No, you didn't hear me. You have arthritis in your back, right?" I said, "Yes." He said, "That's all I need to know. Your card will be in the mail in 2 weeks."
Jeez.
It's just simple as that.
Yeah, it's not that simple in Pennsylvania. It should be, but it's not.
Well, it's legal here now, so you don't need medical marijuana anymore. So.
Wow. Well, I got the other day. I was coming home with my car, and I wanted to stop and get something at the medical marijuana store. I haven't been to the medical marijuana store for a long time, and I wanted to ask them to tell me which gummy is good for pain relief and doesn't put me to sleep. And they said, "Oh, well, this one here will do that." And I said, "And it won't put me to sleep?" He goes, "Yeah, that won't." So I said, "Okay, give me one. I want to try it." So, because I was having really bad pain that day, and I decided I was going to try something new. And so I took one at home, and I'm like, I'm passing out, and I can't keep myself awake no matter what. Well, that didn't work. So they kind of didn't tell me the truth. I didn't stay awake at all. I was really, really tired. And the funny thing is, they said this comes in 5 milligram all the way up to, it was like 100 milligram. Yeah, it was like 100 milligram. And I'm thinking, I took a 10 milligram and it knocked me out for hours. I mean, I could not stay awake no matter what. I didn't feel any pain. He's right. I didn't feel any pain because I was sleeping. But I can't have that. I got to be awake when I'm doing my work. Oh, man. So that'll teach me. I got to get my
Some
care.
people think you sleepwalk through everything, Mike.
Yeah, well, maybe I do. I may be sleepwalking right now as we're talking. So who knows? I don't know. That I still haven't.
Well, it's not an exact science. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, I find it. I don't know. I haven't found anything. I mean, it did take care of my pain for that time because I was asleep. So I don't know. It's one of those things. Oh, that was okay. That's last week, so it doesn't matter. That doesn't. Oh, did you hear about the cars that they were the ballot boxes that were caught on fire?
Yes.
Wow, that's some desperate people.
But they were able to recover most of them, and people were notified so that they could fill out new ones. I don't think it affected the vote at all.
Just,
and it was only a few, but still, it's
I'm
just
sorry.
bad.
I understand that I don't care too much for either candidate, so maybe that's why I don't really. That's why I think it's. But it's
yeah, but
really,
how would they know which candidate went in that?
Well,
boxes?
that's the thing. That's what I was just going to say. It doesn't. I mean, because maybe they're.
It's an anarchist. An anarchist did it. Had to be.
Yeah, I guess maybe I don't know, or maybe they thought, oh well, it looks like
or just some
somebody's
dumb Joe that just wanted to have some fun.
Or maybe they thought that one of the candidates or the other candidate was going to win, and they thought, well, this is one way we can make sure that they slow down.
Be.
I don't know. I just think it's crazy that they had that of all things, and I don't know. That's I'm not. It's not going to stop the election, so it just seems kind of crazy to put that into some kind of perspective that was going to be an issue. Oh, here it is. Says there's the article on the prior misconduct rarely an obstacle for doctors in Pennsylvania's medical marijuana program. So I did find that. I did actually have that article up. But it says that it says in 2018 the dispensaries began. In 2018, the year dispensaries began selling cannabis in the state. This is Pennsylvania. Roman was the only doctor to issue more than 3,000 medical marijuana certificates in Pennsylvania. According to the health department records obtained by Spotlight PA through Commonwealth Court decision. And then Roman was just one prolific certifier. He sued federal officials in 2018, claiming they were unconstitutionally blocked people enrolled in state medical marijuana cannabis programs from buying a gun. Oh, yeah, that's true. I don't know if that's the way it is in your state or if that's a national thing, but supposedly if you're getting medical marijuana card, you can't get a gun.
Correct.
Which is kind of weird. Because, I mean, I've never seen anyone on medical marijuana that wanted to kill somebody. Most of the people that I've seen on medical marijuana wanted to, love and peace and all that stuff.
Well, they definitely can't shoot straight.
Yeah, yeah, that too. But anyway, on the social media, he showed his medical marijuana card and offered the chance to win a free card consultation. In late 2017, a video viewed by Spotlight said that he appeared to roll and smoke marijuana while in Delaware. Underneath the attention, Roman had a drug problem. He said as soon as it came crashing down, a medical board disciplined him in 2019. The consent agreement he entered into said he displayed problematic patterns of cannabis use, leading to clinically significant impairment, and he met the criteria for cannabis use disorder. He lost the ability to certify patients for the state's medical marijuana program. Roman, by his own account, worked hard to get back on track. In a letter to the health department last year, he described the effort he put into addressing his cannabis use disorder diagnosis, including the patient rehab, group therapy, individual therapy, as well as drug testing. He wrote that after 4 years of sobriety from marijuana and alcohol, his views on medical marijuana have changed, saying it should be a last resort. But after Roman's medical license was reinstated in 2023, his probation lifted, the health department denied his application to return to the medical program. So after he got clean and everything, he still couldn't sell this. He couldn't use it. It says here. So he couldn't certify anybody after he went through all that problem. The health department has rarely blocked practitioners from joining Pennsylvania's medical program based on past discipline. Records obtained by the Spotlight PA said that, and Roman was denied several other physicians who were active in the program, some of whom have been among the top doctors for issuing certifications, also have past disciplinary history. That includes a doctor who received a federal prison sentence in the early 2000s after pleading guilty to charges related to drug distribution. It's kind of a crazy thing. I mean, I've never really even thought about doing anything marijuana until around 2018, when my back just got so bad and I got tired of the shots. It didn't work and all that stuff. And I actually only do it for sleep for the most part. But I really thought that it would be cool to find something that doesn't impair me, that makes me feel less pain. And that's what the whole idea was, is trying to kill the pain. And I'd rather at least be able to, at least I can sleep now, because now with that I take one gummy a night, and that lets me sleep. And I just hope that I could find something that would be for daytime use that would help me, because then I could take less Percocet, and that'd be kind of what I would like to do. Because there's going to be a point where I'm not going to be able to get Percocet again. And it'd be nice to have, something to replace it with. Maybe meth. I don't know. The killer nurse.
Mike, what? Go ahead.
Oh, I'm only kidding. I'm not doing meth.
I know.
I have no interest in that at all. I want to keep my teeth. What do you want to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, I've said this before in a show, but I'll say it again. When I started using medical marijuana, I went from getting high once a day to being high very quickly, to being high from the moment I got up to the time I went to bed.
See,
I'm definitely an abuser and an addict.
Yeah, and I don't think that I have that.
You would know if you were an addict, because you would be abusing it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that I have that gene in me, because I don't know. Well, other than drinking Diet Pepsi, that's the only thing I do that's bad. Well, no, not the only thing I do that's bad, but that's the thing I do that's worse. But I don't abuse drugs, and I don't, because even when I was doing, now one time when I was doing 6 Percocet a day. That's what he prescribed to me, and that's what I was doing. And when I went to, that was from the one pain medical, the pain specialist I was going to. When I changed insurances, I lost him. So it took me 6 months to find another pain specialist. And in the meantime, my doctor, my family doctor, was giving me the Percocets. And the problem is that at the end of the 6 months, I finally found I found a doctor, and he put me on this thing where he said, well, first thing we got to do is we got to get you off the Percocets. I said, well, I don't mind getting off the Percocets. That's not a big deal to me, but am I going to be out of pain? He said, yeah, you are. So I started doing it. I did everything he wanted me to do, and I got off the Percocets actually about a month earlier than what he was going to do, because he wanted me off of them, and I said, okay, I'll get off them. And at that time, I was dating a nurse, and she told me how to get off of it safely. So I did what she said, and I got off him a month earlier than he planned. And I said, okay, what are we going to do now? He said, you're done. I said, what do you mean I'm done? Well, you're not taking Percocet anymore. I said, correct. What are we doing? How are we going to fix this? He said, we're done. I said, no, we're not done. I'm still in pain. What are you going to do to help me? He said, we're done. I'm done with you. I said, you didn't help me at all. You took me off the Percocet and I'm still in pain. You were going to help me get off these and help me. I didn't need your help to get off of them. So I went a year without any Percocets, and I was taking like 16 to 20 Tylenol PM a day. And the next year I was in for my physical, and my doctor's nurse came in, and she was, she took my blood pressure and stuff, and she goes, do you need a script? I said, I'm not taking anything. She goes, not taking anything? You're not taking Percocet? I said, no, you guys got me off of those. And she goes, oh, okay. I said, can I get Percocet? She goes, I don't see why not. I said, well, I told her I was taking all these Tylenol and stuff, and she goes, well, how about if we get you set up on Percocet again? I said, are you sure he's going to let me get this again? And she said, yeah, I'm sure. And he came in, and I asked, and he said, yeah, I'll get you. And so I'm getting weekly, I get Percocets for a week, and I make them last for 2 weeks. And then, for the past 2 years, I've been getting them again. So, I mean, that's the best I've gotten for my back pain and stuff. And if I got the back surgery I need, I might be able to get rid of them. But then I'd have to get rid of I'd have to have my shoulder surgery too. And then, so I'm in for a whole world of surgeries to really get to where I should be. So, and I just don't really want surgeries anymore. So I figured I just keep it under control until I can't anymore. And then once they stop me from taking Percocets, because there's another ruling or whatever it was that stopped me from the last time, I'll deal with it as it comes. But at this point, I'm not addicted to it, and I'm thankful that I don't seem to have an addictive personality except for food. And even that seems to be gone now that I have Christine, I guess. So for some reason because I lost all that weight once I met Christine. I don't understand it, but I don't know. I'm thankful that I've lost the weight, and I still got to lose some, but it's not as bad as it has been in the past. As you've known me at all stages of my life, you've known me from when I was 300 and when I was almost 400. No, I was 468 at one point. So I don't know if you saw me at that time, because that was a time.
I don't think so.
I think you were in Philly at that point, or you were out of the area at that point. But yeah, I really gained a lot of weight. It was around 2000. I was about 468. So
I was moving around back then.
Well, I'm thankful I'm not. I'm thankful to be down at today I'm probably about 240. I can't seem to. I've gone up to 240, and it's like I can't seem to get back down to 232. So I don't know. So whenever I do these trips, I eat differently because I'm in an environment that's different. Then I have to lose all this weight again. Well, I mean, it's about 8 to 10 pounds, and then I get down, and then I have another trip to take, and then I gain back up. But as long as I stay with my program that I do, the intermittent fasting and stuff, I can get back down to 232 or something like somewhere around there. So anyway, nobody needs. Oh, so killer nurse loses appeal. Did you hear about this killer nurse?
No.
Okay, this killer nurse, she's a really I don't know what to tell you about her. Her name's Lucy Letby. And she's not that old. She's a British nurse, British killer nurse. Lucy Letby lost her bid Thursday to challenge the conviction for attempted murder of a baby girl in her care. Letby, 34, is serving multiple life sentences with no chances of release after being convicted of murdering 7 babies and trying to murder 7 others while working at the neonatal nurse at the Countess of Chester Hospital in northwestern England between June of 2015 and June of 2016. Her attorney argued that her retrial in July on a charge of attempting to kill an infant identified in court as Child K in February 2016 should not have gone ahead because it it was overshadowed by an overwhelming and irremediable prejudice from the news coverage of her first trial in 2023. The retrial was held in Manchester Crown Court. Jurors failed to reach a verdict on charging involving child K. Letby, who testified that she never harmed a child, has continued to proclaim her innocence. And she watched the hearing from a prison video link and showed no emotion when the judge denied her petition to appeal. Can you imagine saying, I had nothing to do with the 12 kids or whatever it was that they, I forget how many did it say she, seven, the murder of seven children.
Murdered 7 and tried to kill 7 others.
I mean, really? You have you're innocent of all, I mean, it just happened she just happened to be at the wrong place at the right time, I guess, that everyone believed that she did it. That's a lot of kids to kill. Just
She's
crazy.
a serial killer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I can't even imagine. I mean, I've wanted to kill kids, but I've... but
that's
not
because you hate kids.
Yeah, well, that's because I hate them, and I admit it. I outwardly admit it that I don't like kids. No, that's not. To be honest with you, I don't mind kids when it's somebody else's kids. So, okay, we talked about a dime. We talked about a dime that was for $500,000. Now, how about a collection of silver pennies?
Silver pennies.
Silver pen. I don't know if I've ever seen a silver penny. A collection of silver pennies. Any guess?
No, not even in the
You won't get
ballpark.
close anyway. So it's $4.5 million for silver pennies. Can you imagine? Oh, wait a minute. That doesn't. Oh, yeah. Detective. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah. A hoard of 2,584 silver pennies from the time of the Norman conquest has been brought to 4.3 million lire, or no, what is the L? What's that? Is that pounds?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, it's not pounds.
Making it the highest valued treasure ever found in the UK. The Southwest Heritage Trust bought the unprecedented hoard of coins from the Crown. The medical detectorists who found the coins will split the proceeds with the landowner. The True Valley Hoard is, as it's also known, was discovered in January 26, 2019 by 7 finders while they were metal detecting in True Valley area of Bath and northeast Somerset. Oh, here you got, there's what it looks like. Let's see, make sure it comes up in the, yeah, that's what it looks like. They were previously, let's see here, Lisa Grace and Adam Staples unearthed the bulk of coins with 5 friends on a weekend trip in 2019. They previously said how it was a dream to find so many coins. From November 26th, the coins will go on display at British Museum. They will later be displayed at museums across the UK, including Bath, before finding a permanent home at the Museum of Somerset. That's just, I mean, that's crazy to think about that kind of money. Geez. That's unreal. Oh, what did you have to talk about? Did you have more to talk about?
No, I'm good.
Okay, because I thought I wanted to make sure that I didn't overlook. I tend to forget that you're.
No, the big thing was politics.
I thought that was what we had talked about, but I didn't know if I stepped on that or not. I was hoping because I don't like to not give you your time.
I'd take it from you if you did it.
FFA approves regulations permitting electric vertical takeoff vehicles, or EVTOLs, opening the door for an emerging air traffic or air taxi industry. Here we go. Yeah, so they're going to have electric-powered aircraft take off with the final FAA rules. So that's kind of cool. So depending how they, if these things, I mean, I would imagine it would, that would be a lot of batteries though for them to do that, I would think.
That would be a lot of batteries.
Because, I mean, it's not pushing along on wheels. We're now lifting a whole vehicle. The Federal Aviation Administration recently published highly anticipated final regulations for electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles that says it will chart the path of air travel of the future. The FAA says powered lift vehicles will be the first to completely, it's a completely new category of aircraft since helicopters were introduced in 1940. These aircraft will be used for a variety of services, including air taxis, cargo deliveries, rescue and retrieval operations. The final rules published today contain guidelines for pilot training, as well as other operational requirements regarding minimal safety altitudes and visibility. Powered aircraft, lift aircraft is a new category of aircraft in nearly 80 years. So, yeah, it kind of looks kind of cool. I like the idea of, see, I think that the Tesla should like put those on my doors that open up, open up vertically, and I could take off them. And I already got the batteries. I just need the aircraft or the okay.
Avoid all the traffic of the Dolphin Narrows.
That's right. Oh yeah, all that traffic in the Dolphin Narrows. Yeah, it's funny, but it'd be cool for like if I have to go to Philly or New York to be able to fly in.
Land on the top of Trump Tower and then
yes.
Throw the keys to some attendant, walk down and do your business.
That's right. That's crazy stuff, though. What's that one about? That's, okay, we did that. We did the silver pennies. So I'll get rid of that. Okay. How much time we got? We got 15 minutes. How about, you want to do this one? 18 slang terms that only make sense if you're from Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay, let's do that.
Let's see if you're from Pennsylvania. I have absolutely no idea. What. Okay, here we go. Keystone State, where Liberty Bell rings, cheesesteaks sizzle in every corner, and local lingo is as flavorful as a Philly hoagie. If you're rooted for the Eagles, or navigate at the maze that's the PA Turnpike, Pennsylvanians have our own unique way of speaking. So grab yourself a Wooter Ice, get comfy on your stoop, and let's dive into 18 slang terms. Do you know what gints is?
Gints is that a yes?
No, it is not. And I did not know this either, by the way. Gints is a Pittsburgh favorite used to address a group of people in the Western PA version of you all.
Oh, gints. Oh, that's right. Yes.
And you know what a hoagie is.
See, down here it's all you all.
Yeah. You know what a hoagie is, right?
Yeah, I know what a hoagie is.
It says what others call a sub or a sandwich, it's always a hoagie. Jimmy's, you know what Jimmy's is?
No.
Colorful sprinkles you put on your ice cream, especially in eastern Pennsylvania.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Do you know what Wooter is? Or Wooter?
No.
It's either Wooter or Wooter.
No.
It's how Philadelphians pronounce water, as in, I need a glass of Wooter.
Wooter.
Hey, when do you actually come into town this month?
The week before Thanksgiving.
Is that around the 15th, or is that later?
Let me tell you in a second here. It is, no, it's not the 15th. It begins the week after.
That's a shame.
I'm here. I think I'm in studio the 26th.
It's a shame because the 15th, my buddy is coming to do, he does shows around the world, hypnotist shows. and he has a show on the 15th in Lancaster, I think it is.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, you would have loved it. It's really fun. Okay, the next one is
I
Red
would have
Up.
loved to have seen you have you do something completely ridiculous.
Oh no, I do that every day. Red Up.
Oh yeah, that's clean up your room.
To clean up or tidy a room, a term you'll hear all across. So you got one right so far. Oh, two right, because you got hoagies too. Let's see, dippy eggs. Well, of course, I know.
Dippy eggs are sunny side up.
Yeah, yeah. I can't believe other areas don't know what that is, though. Huh. Gum band.
No, I don't know that.
What Pittsburghs call a rubber band.
Gum band. Huh.
I didn't know. I never heard that before.
Well, Pittsburgh's not part of Pennsylvania anyhow. So.
Yeah. All right. I know you know this next one. I'm 90% sure you know this next one. Crick.
Crick is it's a creek, man. It's a creek.
Yes.
It's a river.
Yes, that is correct.
Hey, around here they call them rivers.
Rivers.
Cricks.
Cricks. I remember cricks because my dad used to always say the crick. Next one. Mac machine. Oh well, that's easy.
Yeah, it's an ATM.
Yeah, see, but I don't think other areas know what that stood for. I would be willing to bet that other areas don't know. It stood for Money Access Center, but the shore.
Oh, down the shore.
Yeah.
It's New Jersey shore.
Yep.
Down the shore.
Yep, that's exactly right. Refers to the New Jersey beaches. Jag off.
Don't know that one.
Okay, I don't know if I know that one. Okay, it's right. Okay, a Pittsburgh term for someone who's being annoying or obnoxious. And I don't think I call it a jag off. I think they call him a jack off.
Yes.
See, I'm a real Pennsylvanian. I know that he's wrong. The Link.
Oh, that's the name of the football stadium in Philadelphia.
Link Financial Field, where the Philadelphia Eagles play. Nebby.
No, Nebby.
I don't even know that. Describes someone who's noisy or overly inquisitive. Never heard that one.
Never heard that one.
Oh, this one you'll know. Schuylkill.
Schuylkill Expressway.
That's right. Yeah.
Route 76 in Philadelphia.
Yeah, pronounced Schuylkill. It's both a river and an expressway in Philly, often congested. But we also call it the Schuylkill.
That's right. That's how we know it.
The Turnpike, of course.
The Turnpike, yes. It's an interstate highway.
Yep, you got that one.
It's called the Turnpike.
Oh, here's another one I know that you know. Scrapple.
Scrapple. It's a meat. It's a breakfast meat.
It is a breakfast meat. It's made from who knows what.
Yeah, if you want to ask what it is, you don't want to know.
You know, I remember as a kid, I used to eat it and I used to love it. And then someone told me what it was in it, and I wouldn't eat it then. Water ice.
Water ice. That's like lemon ice or Italian ice.
Yep, it's called Italian ice, a frozen treat that's a summer staple in Philly. Yo.
Yo is a greeting.
That's correct. There you have it. Okay, so you got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you got 12 out of 12 out of 18. That's not bad.
And most of them I didn't know were from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I don't know if I know. Because that's Yintz. I don't think was a Pittsburgh favorite. I think that's I've heard that before, and I don't. I think it's just. It's also a. Why do I think that it's a Jewish term? I don't know. But it's okay. So you did pretty good with that. That was.
Well, I lived there most of my adult life.
Yeah.
All my life. So.
Yeah. Well, I was holding that one because I've had that for a couple of weeks. I wanted to, but I just, needed to have a little time because I didn't know how long it was going to take. I didn't look at it ahead of time either, so I didn't know how long or what the terms were. It's the first time I saw it too. Okay. Getting to do cleanup for a change here. Stuff that we've had for a while. Oh, what's that? Oh, shoot. Rats. Get back here. I got to undo that. When we were kids, there was the VW Buzz or the VW Bus.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they've got an electric version of that, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it actually looks pretty good, and I wouldn't mind having one. It looks like this one. It's the Retro EV Bus. It's the ID Buzz. It's not really seen in the U.S. right now because I don't think it's come to the U.S., but it's going to be coming to the U.S. if it didn't already. They've been talking about this since 2016, 2017, because I was looking at them. I thought that would be cool to have one of them, but they still only get 250 miles to the charge, I think. But I was looking at it because they actually, I wouldn't mind having one of those if they would get the range up a little higher. But they're actually, I've seen them on some car shows and stuff. They look pretty cool. It's an all electric. It says battery surfing ID Buzz that's now with a long wheelbase, has a 91 kilowatt hour battery, which mine's 100 kilowatt hour, so it's about the same. But because of the shape and stuff like that, it just doesn't get the mileage.
It has no airflow.
Right, absolutely. I forget what it does. I'm trying to see if it says what it gets, but for some reason, I kind of remember it was somewhere around 250 or something like that. But yeah, it's horribly. It says there's an ongoing mania in the collector world for the original Type 2 buses, like the old versions of them, the old gas buses and stuff. Those things have gone for $302,000 at the auctions. If they're
A hippie van.
Yeah. I think they're awesome because I would love to have one, but not at that price. But these are going to be somewhere around, I think they were supposed to be somewhere around under 40 grand at one point. I don't know that that's the case now, but I think and there's the inside of it. It's kind of cool. It's got little display and it's got your, seats and all that stuff. But yeah, I think it's kind of cool. But it's still, again, like it's got to have mileage, especially one of those because you're using those for camping and for stuff like that, the beach and all that, or living. I remember when I got married to Nancy, we went on our honeymoon in one of those vans, and it was the worst time I could ever remember. I'm not a camper. I don't want to be camping. I want to be in luxury. But that's what we did for our honeymoon. We went to a campground in New Jersey, and it was okay. It wasn't the absolute worst time, I guess, but it wasn't what I would consider a good time overall. I don't know. It doesn't say in here what kind of mileage it gets. Oh, here it is. Yeah, for road tripping, they claim a range of 234 miles. That's
not very far.
That's not very far. So that's just it's a shame, but I think they'll get it together. Because as they get more efficient and they get better at making these things work, it'll all come together. So, okay, now I'm going to look and see if we have any updates on the things here. Okay, you got to close that window or not? Okay. Okay, there we are, the next one. This one's not updated. Let's try and update it, see if we get anything else. Okay. It's thinking. Still thinking. Nope, still the same. So at this point, we're at 99 to 188. So, yeah. I think it's probably going as they pretty much predicted in the beginning anyway.
Well, Trump was going to win because the South was going to come in before the West Coast.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She's going to pick up a lot with California, Oregon, and Washington.
I can't imagine anybody that lives in California voting for her because I thought she did an awful job in California.
Yeah, well, they're not going to vote for anybody else in California, so.
Yeah. That's a
And
shame.
it all changed with the number of people. You know, they run out of U-Hauls in California a couple times this summer.
Well, I know that they screwed a lot of businesses, and I know that, you know, that's where Elon was originally, and he moved the whole Tesla stuff to Texas because they made it hard for him to do business in California. And I'm sure he's not alone. But
You know, the fastest growing city
what's that?
is Nashville because of transplants from California.
Huh. Just went up
Tennessee's
to,
worried they're going to go blue.
said it went from 99 or it went up to, Donald Trump went up to 198. So he did actually get another state. It's interesting to see. I mean, it's gonna be a long night for those guys because this could turn around real quick. So
Well, I'm gonna have to find out in the morning because I'm not staying up.
I'm not either. I'm gonna be disappointed either way.
Oh shucks, she lost. Oh shucks, he won.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how it happens. Oh, okay, yeah. It's I'll do one. I think one more. Oh, I do have that. Oh, I do have that one thing I want to show you. Where did I put it? There was something. Oh wow, I don't remember which one it was. There was something I had set aside. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's down here in the bottom. Here it is. You think you're having a bad day? Check this guy out. He was a truck driver and just minding his own business, doing what he thinks is the right thing. And there's always someone that has to mess it up. Before this goes too far, I want to wait. Okay, so this is the truck driver. He has a camera in his cab, and he's got a camera in the front. So he's going 56 miles per hour, and here we go. This truck decides he wants to pull over. There's nothing left of that truck. Oh man. He waited till the last second.
Oh man, oh man, oh man.
Yeah. Looked like looks like his cab's gonna run into that toilet place too, that Porta-John. Look, watch. Oh man.
We laugh, but that guy in that cab's probably dead.
Yeah, he's probably at least beat up pretty bad. 'Cause that looks like he, geez, crashed his whole window and stuff. But yeah, that's crazy.
That's a bad day.
Yeah, that's a day you thought, oh, I shouldn't have got out of bed that day. So, yeah, that sucks. All right, well, I guess that's it. I guess we're
That's
done.
it.
I guess we're done. It's
I have Trump 205 to 117.
okay. They haven't updated this one yet. This one says 99 to 198. So, yeah. It's crazy.
Well, but like I said, the West Coast hasn't come in yet, so it's really meaningless at this point.
Right, yeah. Well, yeah, because Trump has some red states over there. Wow. Anyway, all right. I will. I guess I'll let you go here, and we'll let me
Okay.
get rid of this. And next week we'll continue with the stuff. Whatever. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see this. 2 million. Oh, this. I put this. I didn't really. I didn't get a chance to look at this. This U.S. island's ruled by alien snakes and spiders.
I saw that. I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, I was like, wow. It's crazy to think of.
Guam, right? It's Guam.
This is the Philippines. It says the. Oh wait, it says Guam has 40 times more spiders than neighboring islands, and the population of invasive snakes are so voracious. They've emptied the forest of every bird. I would think that would be a bad thing if you don't have your food. You killed all the food. It says here, it says 5 years ago they attended a get-together at the island of Guam, an emerald green smudge in the western Pacific Ocean, around 1,548 miles from the Philippines, but soon the party was interrupted by an uninvited guest in the late evening, and outside there was a hog roasting, the remains for dinner. The fire was going down, and though still warm, everyone briefly walked off to chat. When they came back, there was a brown form curled around the pig, something shiny and scaly, with vertical slit eyes and wide smiling mouth. The creature was ripping off chunks of the pig's flesh and swallowing them whole, slowly gulping them into its pale, distended body. It wasn't exactly a 400-pound pig, but it was a pig for the big party. Oh man, I wonder if that's the island I'm thinking of that had so many snakes that you couldn't live on the island. That to me is crazy.
Oh, there's a big Air Force base there, or a big Navy base in Guam.
A web of webs. It says Rogers is not afraid of spiders, and that's not. It says, okay, that must be another thing. Okay, that must be a thing of spiders too. Jeez. Yeah, I'll pass on that. I'll pass on that vacation.
I'll pass on that completely. I don't even like my basement.
Yeah, I don't even like the spiders that come out of my area too, and I probably should do something about it. All right, that's it.
I will see you next week.
I will see you next week, and once again, I thank you for coming on, and
no problem.
See you next week. Oh, there we are. All right, that was a good show.